So, our game takes place today in the capital of Blade Dawn. It happens to be the early days of fall as the summer heat has finally started to pass and the slight chill breeze of autumn is finally in the air. This is a time of celebration as the summertime harvests have come in and the people are about ready to celebrate another successful year and time of feast and plenty. During this time, Blade Dawn has many, many visitors from all over the world coming to visit it to partake in the festivities. This one such adventure takes place in a small tavern where a group of various individuals have gathered. The tavern name you are in is called the Honor Guard Inn, so named after the innkeeper's previous job as one of the honor guard in the main fortress of the Fort Greystone. That's what I was going for. As you guys prepare yourselves, some of you may have been here for several days. Some of you may just be arriving. Some of you may be alone, and other of you may be with companions or friends. Perhaps you are here to test your skills, and some of you are here to partake in the booze. Perhaps some of you are here to hone abilities. But whatever your reason for being in Blade Dawn, it seems to be a good day, and everyone seems to be at a joyous time. And who just drew it?
So I cleared Baka, Dio, and Jordan before Ares.
I didn't want to say anything. I wanted to see how long it would take to note. Like, is no one gonna say anything?
Look, it was a lot of DMs.
I got a message.
There was a lot of DMs.
Also, only noticed because of a message.
Hey Heat, for my personal sanity, can you put us on the world map?
Sure. What you need the world map for?
I just wanna see where Blade Dawn is.
Oh, it's in the bottom left. Kinda.
Right there.
Of Marticia.
And we are currently in Bromal, as the map indicator states.
Oh
Ain't the
god.
party- No, that's where the party is. Though.
Yeah, that's where Snilgers and his friends are.
Okay, well, good to know, good to know.
But in any case, as the morning day comes and some of you are heading down to the Tavern Inn, each of you tends to take seats upon your tables as we will begin today's session in the inn. So, for the sake of simplicity here, I will begin at the top of our list. Ares, as you walk down, people notice as this young, small child is walking down the stairs next to her mother, but many assume to be her mother. This very attractive and woman with this strange glow around her. Standing next to her is her daughter. Ares, would you like to describe your character?
This tomboyish girl looks to be about 10 years old. She has fiery red hair that just kind of floops over the place. She has kind of dullish gray eyes, and she seems to have like a tiny like a sword on her back, like it's pretty much like a training sword. And she's dressed pretty comfortably in adventuring clothes or just traveling clothes. And she's just kind of just like holding on to her mother's dress and is just kind of happy to be traveling with her.
As the pair of them travel down the stairs and look over, the mother turns to her child and goes, "Okay, Mint, remember to stay close. Your father's busy today, so we have to keep things going. Of course, you are welcome, as always, to enjoy the festivities, but you be a good girl, okay, Mint?"
No promises.
One of these days, Mint, you are going to gray me immaturely. She says he pats you on the head. Now you stay here while I go gather the innkeeper together for some breakfast, okay?
Right. I will sit there and just kind of twiddle my thumbs. Like, I do not want to sit still, but I'm doing it because it makes my mother happy.
As she wanders over, another man wanders down the stairs. Eric, would you like to describe your character?
My character is not pictured here, apparently.
Oh, which one was yours? Did I miss him?
Quincy Gashoon.
There he is. There he is.
There we go. We figured it out.
Sumi,
It is censored in this adaptation.
I believe my character would be sitting with the two people he was kind of hired with,
who
right?
would that be?
Dio, Jordan?
Yes. Ah, yes. Okay.
As that
Like,
just
he hired you? I was not informed of this.
So you see a small halfling, about 3.5 feet tall. He's got a nice auburn complexion with some nice black slick back hair. He seems to be wearing a very decently fancy suit, well pressed, well maintained, and seems to have a briefcase nearby him. He seems to be sitting with two other gentlemen, and most of the time he seems to be just engaged in conversation, expressing to the two gentlemen in front of him what they can and cannot do, what sort of things count as legal, and what local custom.
Okay. With that too, with the two people you were sitting next to, I guess we will go Diotar. You're next.
Yeah, sitting on the same at the same table as the tiefling gentleman is.
He's a gnome at this point.
Oh right, fuck.
Halfling,
Sorry.
but
Halfling, sorry.
Halfling. Okay, we all.
third
wrong.
time's the charm. Third time's the charm.
Okay. Sitting with the halfling and the human is an elf around 6 foot tall, with like silver hair, wearing like common adventure garb, something that's comfortable to travel in, nothing really too special. He's half paying attention to what the halfling is talking about, half just eating the food, trying to stay away from the alcohol too much, but taking a sip every now and then. And he seems to be somewhat clumsily trying to like keep an eye out that nothing bad happens to the human next to him.
Okay. With that, Jordan, you may describe your character.
And the human next to him. Okay, needed to make sure I'm not muted. And the human next to him matches his silver hair with his own white one. Not natural, but earned with age. At about what to most would be considered a very old human gentleman in about 60s to 70s, depending on who you ask. Wearing a white embroidered robe, a yellow filigreed scarf, and a wooden cane.
Okay. You three may have a quick conversation for the sake of setting your scene up.
So I gotta say, Kawakami, the fact that you saw the fishmonger and he said that you didn't look like you knew your fish and you drew his blade on him, that was not considered ethically legal, alright?
But, can you repeat that? What did you say?
A fishmonger. You talked to a fishmonger. I know you've been hitting the sauce a bit early, but you talked to a fishmonger and it said he made the claim that you didn't know your fish as a sort of way to try to sell it to you, like, oh, I've got the best fish around, and you decided to take it a bit too personal.
Yeah.
I cannot understand a single thing. About this accent. I am
You were
really
talking to
This is
you
in
were-
character.
you were talking to a
In
I'm
character.
claiming you were talking to a fish merchant and you pointed your sword at him because he claimed you didn't know your fish.
Well,
Listen here, you little shit.
he wasn't wrong, but it's very rude to tell somebody what they do and don't know. Maybe I was just trying to hide my knowledge, you know? So what he did is very illegal. He was being, what's it called? The thing, you know, the thing in court when you, like, say something that's false about somebody, right? That's the thing, right?
He was making an assumption, and making assumptions is not illegal. And also saying random spits, unless those bits are a threat to threaten bodily harm, is not in
Threatened
fact
my-
illegal either.
He threatened me bodily harm. If he continued embarrassing me like that, I would have had to commit seppuku.
Mitsutoshi, could you please tell Katakami how you got it wrong?
Do I have the to? I have the lifespan. If I begin on this journey, it may never end.
I meant about this specific instance, if you don't mind.
Ah, yes, violence should always be the last resort, my fine gentleman. Although his social status is samurai, so it is the bulwark of his trade. You can't really blame him for that.
I don't have a lot of other options except violence, so it's the first and last thing. Clearly the best thing.
And he is a young samurai at that, considering that samurai have both a judicial function and a artistic one as well.
Oh,
God. Please don't bring up the artistic
Calling
side.
you a failure.
So,
Please.
so as the three, I'll cut you guys off there. As the three of them seem to have this continuing argument of a fishmonger, Angelica kind of like the mother of Mint. Angelica walks past, kind of gives him a side-eyed glance. It goes towards the bartender, and begins chatting with him. As he does so, Baka, would you like to introduce your character?
Sure. Sitting at a table, probably surrounded by a nice meal and assortments of alcohols. Some from this local establishment, some from more foreign locations. You'll see a young man in his mid-20s, pretty decent height, currently just enjoying himself, listening about. Definitely a little curious as to what's going on with the fish. Trying not to mind too much. Just
and-
assuming it's a local thing.
Yep. Would you like to describe your ethnicity just for my own sanity?
Min as fuck.
Hmm?
From Alicia.
Yeah, you're also listening. So you would very much understand some of the terminology they're using, which many of the other patrons wouldn't. For example, you know what a samurai is. Most other people are like, what the fuck's a samurai? And finally, we will move on to Vex. May you introduce your characters. You are also sitting at a table.
Yeah. I forgot to tell you the only thing I changed was his age, but sitting down at a bar table with his warhammer propped up against the table, sitting alone with a small meal and a bottle of vodka, you see a short gnome around how tall are gnomes again? I forgot.
They're generally
tough.
between 3 feet. They're around 3 feet, 3 to 4 feet.
Yeah, I'd say around maybe 3'3", a 3'3" gnome in gleaming silver chainmail, just kind of keeping to himself and his bottle, not paying much mind to any of the other patrons in the bar.
So, as you guys continue with your chats and things, you notice Angelica look over and gather speaking and looks over towards the three chatting people and kind of taps Quincy on the shoulder. Excuse me, sir?
yes, ma'am. How may I assist you?
You were mentioning a fishmonger. I was curious. My husband happens to be quite the renowned chef, and I was wondering where he was. Perhaps he'd be able to procure such fish from this area.
All right. Yeah, no, the fishmonger is that sort of direction in roleplay. So I'll give her the directions to the fishmonger in town.
Yeah.
If I may interrupt, I would not recommend that fishmonger. He is not very good at his job.
He is very good at his job. He's just not good in this particular instance.
As she speaks, Mint, I see you squirreling around. Where are you going?
I'm trying to listen in on this conversation.
So, for the sake of just getting the party together, as you, Nikolai, are devouring your meal, you see this tiny girl is probably the wrong... A girl taller than you kind of wander past your table, sneaking around you, kind of hiding behind your chair.
All right. I wasn't prepared for this.
You
I
may,
don't think any of us were.
you may respond to that, Nikolai, as you will.
All right. So clearly he notices her.
Yes, clearly.
So-
She-
Yes.
She's using you
He
as like
simply-
cover.
He simply turns in his chair to face her and just says to her, "A bit out of place for a girl so young to be here. What is it you're doing?"
I'm currently eavesdropping right now, so if you'd be a little bit more quieter, that would be much appreciated, sir.
Very well. But where is your mother? I assume you did not come here by yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to listen in on her conversation right now, if you do not mind. And I kind of duck behind his chair a little bit, just kind of keeping eyes on my mom.
Very well. And then Nikolai goes back to his meal.
As you were ducking on behind Nikolai, Esmond, you kind of look over, also see the girl kind of by your table, looking by the tiny gnome, making an interesting portrait.
Part of me's wondering how the hell is that girl not over bigger than the fucking gnome?
She is. She's just crouching down.
Ah,
She's quite taller than Quincy. Quincy's a straight 3 feet.
Am I the only one that approaches 6 foot in this party? Holy shit.
I am exactly 6
yes, because I passed it at 1 inch.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Wait.
Like, Mint is probably like 4'5" right now, or like 4'8" or something.
Typical 10-year-old.
Yeah. So Mint's mom is talking about their husband and all, and not all halflings, but if he's a good, well-known chef, would Quincy know about him?
Well, you'd have to ask about the name of the chef, but yes.
Yeah. I assume it comes up in casual conversation.
Oh
That's
yeah,
why I'm
sure.
asking.
If you ask, yeah, you hear that his name is Monte. You may roll me a history check.
Monte.
No, I mean, chefs are famous. There's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of chefs.
My cousin Jeffro makes the best sort of pork you've ever heard.
Oh, really? Well, my husband's more into the exotic flavors, but that's very interesting.
That's very nice. Just because I haven't received it yet, what is your name?
Oh, sorry. My name is Angelica. She extends a hand to shake.
I extend a hand back and shake it. My name's Quincy Gashoon. It's a pleasure to meet you. These are my compatriots. They're from a more foreign land. If you would like to introduce yourselves.
I am Mitsutoshi, and I give a light bow.
Oh,
I am Kawakami, his aide.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet the pair of you. I must admit, you're from that that one country discovered recently. Alicia, is it? I'm assuming.
No, I'm gonna say yes, and I'm trusting that he's not doing this for the long con.
Celia.
Celia.
It's a Celia, yeah. She is purposely mispronouncing it.
Yeah, I will correct that then.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to.
It is quite alright. We are relatively new to the world.
Oh yes. It's been quite fascinating. I mean, obviously, you were discovered before I was born, but nevertheless, quite interesting.
Now, not to put a little salt on this reunion, but is that your daughter walking through all those chairs, jumping over 2 people and being right over there?
Eyes on the table. Eyes on the table.
Roll me a stealth check.
Now what?
Is this like a 1d? It's like a
Just
it's a
roll
1d20.
it. Just roll a d20, yeah, because you wouldn't have proficiency with your background. So as you just hear a ow, as Mint, you bump your head on the table. Mint.
Yes.
We only get background and race things, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you get background and race.
So in theory, I do have a 21 in passive perception. I can see all.
You have a 21 passive perception.
Silver
No,
feet.
not a 21. Minus the proficiency is a. No, actually, yeah, I would have a 21.
Observant feet, baby.
Yep. Pretty good.
Damn. Oh, I guess that's right. You went cleric, didn't you, Jordan?
Yeah.
Hey, so that's why you have such a high wisdom.
I can see the horde invading as we speak. I'm just.
Wait a
polite to
minute.
say
Wait a
anything
minute.
about
You had do you have proficiency in? Oh yeah, I take it you took.
'Cause I think observation gives you proficiency.
No, it does not. It does
No,
not.
no.
Being human gives me proficiency.
Yeah, you took
With
your human.
perception?
Yeah, you took your human. You took variant perception. Yep, that's what I was figured. So you definitely see the little girl crawling under the table as well.
No, I see Marcel heading toward, like, making a beeline towards her mother. That's what I see.
She looks over at each of you and goes, excuse me. Mint, get over here! And stop misbehaving!
He runs over. Just a little bit scared.
Mint, how many times must I tell you to behave yourself? Have you been pestering those two men over there?
No. I never spoke to someone in my life. I promise.
She kind of glares.
Insight.
She kind of glares down at you. At this point, as
Brothers, automatic success.
oh Jesus, 16 deception.
There's intuition.
What a lawyer!
I don't have no
Messed
skill
around.
proficiency yet. You gotta give me a play key.
I know. It's just funny. The small child is obviously telling the truth. At this point, though, Esmond, you see this one halfling waitress approach you, carrying a couple drinks as she hands you, your drink, sir.
Wait, who's that directed towards?
It's directed towards Esmond.
Yeah, it's towards you, Esmond. Towards you,
Sorry,
Baka. The waitress is handing you your drinks.
Oh, thank you. Also, I forget something. Never mind.
Oh,
I am honestly in the middle of
well, I'm glad things are working out. I take it you're here for the festival, sir.
Yes, well, in my travels, I heard some of the people talking about it. Not gonna lie. Got interested in, well, glad I've come.
No, I must say from your attire, I can tell you're not from here. But, and I don't mean to be rude, but she kind of looks at your clothing and looks over at the clothing of Miss Satoshi. You can kind of see a similar look to them. Did you come together, or is this just a coincidence? We don't get many people from Asalio out here.
I've been traveling alone for the past few months, so Britain. Well, I will admit it is also strange to see more people from where I'm from.
Oh, of course. It must be wonderful. I've never been to your country. I've been meaning to go there. I've been saving up for a vacation.
I will recommend it that we do make great wines there and a few other alcoholic beverages.
Oh, I'll definitely have to try some. But thank you very much. Excuse me, it's you. After handing you the drinks, he goes over to you, Nikolai, to hand you your next drink as well. Yeah, here you go, sir. Sorry for the wait.
This is no problem.
She
Never
looked.
spoken to again.
The pair of you all. Is your food all right and everything? No,
Oh,
Vex, you're
He's
still
muted
muted. She asked if your food's all right.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm just a little shaky voiced right now. That's all.
Oh, fair.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, well, I'll get back to you in a moment as she wanders back as the gathering around, making her rounds, getting all the people fed and stuff. As he goes, oh, sorry. Sorry.
I think that was background audio.
Oh, okay, sorry. Angelica looks over back to you guys. He goes, "Well, Mint, you'll have to take, Mint, you have to behave yourself more. Things here are getting a little rough."
No, but Father promised that he'd take me out today, and she like pouts extremely.
I'm sorry, but as she starts talking, you see she gets a little, tilts her head suddenly, goes, "Oh, really? Now?" As your mother goes out, Mint, you recognize this. Your mother technically just got a phone call. That's a sending spell in her head. Mint, I have to go out for a bit. You go enjoy the festivities and take care and behave yourself, will you?
Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Quincy, was it?
Yes.
I
Quincy
hate-
Gashu.
Oh, I hate to impose, but you seem like quite the respectable gentleman. Would you mind watching over my daughter while I have to head out and do some rather important errands?
That'd be more than fine. I'd be more than willing to keep an eye.
Jeez. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate this ever so much. And she,
It's no trouble at all. Just be back before sundown.
oh, I will. Thank you. Mint, you behave yourself and do whatever these fine gentlemen tell you to do. And you watch her exit the thing, and you just hear her mutter under her breath, especially with your passive perception, Mitoshi, you definitely hear her just go, "Oh, that man always trying to get into trouble," as she walks out the door. At this point, you guys are all looking about at each other, and you finish up your breakfasts. The bartender kind of looks over and goes, spitting in a glass, kind of just goes over and goes, "Well, looks like things are about to get started outside." You hear him kind of mumble, groan over. As you guys hear what sounds to be the opening band of music starting to play in the background, as seems like the fairground celebrations are finally taking off. People start to gather out of the rooms and start leaving the bar and head out towards the fair area outside.
Kawakami, let's go see what all the fuss is about then.
Yes, my lord.
Is it
And
all
we
right, mate?
start-
If we
Following the mob.
is it all right, mate? If we go with my two fine compatriots?
Into that?
What'd you say? Sorry.
Are you asking Min that?
Yes, I'm asking Min if we could follow Mitoshi and Kawakami.
Okay.
All right, great. And so yeah, we'll follow directly behind them.
Nikolai and Esmond, what are you two doing?
Well, this seems like something interesting is happening, so might as well see.
Nikolai?
Um, Nikolai, his eyes light up hearing the music, knowing that hopefully soon the axe throwing competition of the festival is to start.
Okay. So as people head out, you guys wander out into the open streets. At this point, you guys see what looks to be a grand procession of a parade going by, as you see jugglers and circus elephants. It's just a huge display of a parade marching by. You also kind of wander about, and eventually your group finds around into a area of a fairground area. Do I have to keep deleting penises?
That was at the beginning.
Yeah, no, you didn't
forgot
never that was the hidden piece. That was actually the first.
Yeah,
That
I
was
didn't
the
have that
first
one
one.
on because I didn't have the screen roll to see that section.
That was the
it's
Easter
the
egg,
first
Heath.
time.
You found the Easter egg, well done.
Congratulations.
For penis.
In any
So yeah, there's the fairground. What's going on?
Yeah. So as you guys see the fairgrounds, vast parades and such. As things are happening, though, you look all about each other where things seem to be a bit odd. It seems to be quite the entertainment. Miss Satoshi, you noticed that little armored gnome that you were standing near. is going about his business and standing also watching the parade. And due to your passive perception, you seem to notice something happening there. You see what looks to be this little Kenku kind of bump into him and wander off, and you just catch a glint of what looked to be a hint of a glint of the dagger. A hint of a glint of metal of the dagger glint off and kind of disappear. And you can kind of see a slight bulge into the Kenku's pocket.
This was the player character, right?
Yeah, someone just stole from Nikolai, the player character.
Okay, I will turn to my retainer and just point in the direction of the Kenku and just go, a small bird person. He is wielding a knife. Can you go and fetch him if you can?
Yes, my liege, and I will just start sprinting towards the Kenku Mach 5, tackling him the moment I get the chance to.
Great. So you see this Kenku, roll me an athletics check.
We get the thing from our backgrounds, right?
From your background, yes.
Okay.
My God.
So as you watch this, clunk, 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 you guys watch as you see this elf in, armor charging towards this Kenku. The Kenku sees him, ducks under, and this elf just flies over top of him and into the crowd.
Midatoshi, I don't know if you noticed, but it seems just your liege seem to have jumped into a random crowd.
Indeed,
Get
he has.
you, come back here, and I just start running after him again.
By the way, at this point, at this point, Nikolai, you kind of were like, what's going on? Then you pat your thing and you notice that your coin pouch is missing.
I see. All right. Well, clearly he must have put 2 and 2 together and noticed that the Kenku must have done it, because he did notice the Kenku bump into him, but didn't notice that his gold pouch was gone.
Yeah, and now you see a Kenku kind of bolting away as this elven person is trying to tackle him, but keeps diving in the crowds.
He's not competent, but he really does give it his all. To be young and vital again.
So what are you going to do, Nikolai?
I'll say he, even with his short little legs, he does attempt to chase the Kenku.
Okay, so you also go to try to tackle the Kenku. Make me an athletics check.
Alright. Athletics. What is that? Here it is. Do I just click on it?
Yeah. Okay. As this Kenku goes as Kawakami, as you're kind of trying to chase down this Kenku, you just see the gnome grab the Kenku by the back of his shirt and lift him up. As he just kind of flops, kind of like, I shouldn't say the back of his shirt, actually. You're 3.5 feet, so you grab him like by the center of his back and just yank him onto the ground. As he slaps him onto the ground, and you're now standing over top of him. As this Kenku kind of looks up at you wide-eyed and kind of frantic looking.
Ah, yes. All according to plan. I was baiting him in this direction. I am truly a strategic genius. You may thank me later. And I pat the gnome on the back.
In a very commanding voice, Nikolai looks at the Kenku and just simply says, "I believe you have something that belongs to me," while extending his hand towards the Kenku, gesturing for his gold pouch back.
The Kenku looks over and goes, "Belongs to me," and kind of looks down, kind of picks up the pouch and kind of hands it to you.
Before he walks off, he says, "Now, for your sake, please make sure I don't have to do this again," before going back to watch the parade.
Don't have to do this again. And the Kenku kind of gets up and kind of bolts off into the crowd.
Well, that was a mighty fine show, Mr. Nikolai Katakam. I think you got a good amount of spectators watching that entire debacle.
Well, I wasn't just going to sit by idly and let him get away with my belongings.
While I do appreciate you stepping in, I had that perfectly under control.
You know what? Once again, due to your passive 21 perception, Jordan, you look over at Kakami and you just see him kind of covered in ticker tape, parade ticker tape kind of stuff as he had dived into the middle of the parade.
What's sticker tape?
Like, you know that little ticker tape? Like, it's that little torn up colored paper that they throw in parades.
Confetti.
Confetti, yeah, like the
Oh,
confetti. It's a type of
okay,
confetti.
Okay.
Now
I get it.
Well, Mr. Nikolai, I see that you don't seem to have many other people around. Why don't you travel with us throughout the rest of this parade
Campaign.
ground? Sorry about that.
Throughout the rest
One
of this
shot.
one shot. What's a one shot? Don't worry about it.
Then
Your
why don't you
confidence
travel?
is-
Why don't you travel with us for the next bit, just in case, so we can all protect each other. Go on, Percy.
Very well. I will travel with you for the time being.
That sounds mighty fantastic.
Hearing this, Mint will take out her ladle that she has.
Okay. As you guys start wandering around, you guys notice that many of the games and festivals are now taking place. One such festival, Esmond, you are approaching as you see what looks to be a basically a wine tasting area where many alcohols of this year's finest wines have been around for taste testing.
So this is certainly interesting.
You do see this one kind of halfling folk there with his wine going, "Howdy there, sir! You willing to try one of the best wines of our era?"
Well, I'd certainly be a fool to say no.
"Oh, thank you, sir. You will appreciate this. Happens to be one of the finest wines from Haladon. We grew these grapes with the greatest kiss and gentleness of the sun, and I can personally tell you, I stomped the grapes myself, making the finest wine possible. Us halflings have the best wine-making feet on the planet."
Bullshit, I want to see this insight check.
My insight check as well.
Sure, but anyone who would like to roll an insight on this guy may do so.
I don't.
Now, I'm not saying he's not wrong, but it really depends on which halfling steps on the grape.
Yeah, I mean, their wines are known. Like, their wines are well known. Whether or not his wine is, like, renowned or not, you have a feeling this is a sales pitch.
All right, well, I'm still doing it.
Would I know anything about wine?
I mean, your dad told you about it. You probably had a sip or two.
Can I just like guesstimate just by smelling and just doing like a wine connoisseur test about it without having to take a sip because Mom would be angry at me.
Sure, roll me a perception test. Check.
Perception?
Yeah.
Why perception? Why not something else?
Because perception is what is used to determine taste, smell, and...
Fine.
Yeah, you're not sure. This could be good wine. Your dad didn't give you much for wine. The only wine you really know is cooking wine, which isn't really meant for drinking.
Mr. Quincy, are you sure you should be letting the child sniff the wine? Even the alcohol vapors can get a child severely drunk.
I am no child. I am just a really tall halfling.
All right, man. I don't believe that for a second.
Now, I might believe this. Give me a second.
But I must say that she's the age of 10 or 11.
Jesus Christ!
I am sorry, ma'am. I am sorry to have offended you.
Now, she may be the age of 10 or 11, so she is allowed to have her first pint. I cannot judge.
Fucking hell, Diotar.
I was thinking halfling. I don't mind him. All of the halflings are like that. I'm just one of the nice ones who are just look really young.
Are you literally disparaging my entire race of people in a language that I know, standing right here next to me? In a language that I'm pretty sure Mr. Kawakami does not understand.
So, Kawakami, you just hear gibberish as these two are talking back and forth.
It makes even more sense now. Everything is falling into place.
Man, you would be a great lawyer. I'm saying it right now, man.
Thank you, but I have my life set on being a cook, so I must apologize for that.
Hey, you know, you can have our job.
A lawyer cook.
Now, I understand that you were sort of standing near that Esmond fellow and sniffing his wine. Why don't you go apologizing for sniffing a random man's wine? Oh, that was a no. I'll apologize on her behalf. Sorry, Mr.
Esmond Sageleaf.
Thank you
Trust
very
me,
much.
it's no
Mr.
problem.
Well, that's good to hear. Is the wine good?
I don't know, is it good?
You take a sip, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It's passable. You've had better. You've had worse.
I've made better.
You've made better, yes. I mean, well, consider from your background, it's a little different from you because most of your wine is rice-based due to sake.
Yeah.
Grape wine's still a little exotic for you, so it's a little different. You're not used to grape wine, so it's a bit of an odd flavor for you.
I'm not sure if this is good wine. This is just wine as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Definitely with Celia's beverages, but I guess I've had worse.
Oh, you sir are from Asalia?
Yes.
Well, that's a real cool coinky I have two people from Asalia traveling. Well, they mostly are traveling with them. Since this is a festival of camaraderie and joining together, did you want to talk to them for a bit while we explore the festival ground?
Well, sure. It's always interesting to meet more travelers from Asalia.
All right, sounds fantastic. I'll bring you right on over. And I do.
So as the six of you now meet up finally all together as one group, you guys continue your way looking about the festival. So as you guys look about the festival grounds, there are various things to participate in. You guys see various dart throwing contests. There is an axe throwing contest you were looking for, Vex. You see a strongman bell system set up for people to show your sheets as you see this giant-sized Goliath going, "Test your strength out here! Prove your might! Win a medal if you have the courage to prove the strength of a man. You there, little one, do you wish to try your mettle on the test of strength?" He says as he looks towards you, Nikolai.
I gladly accept this challenge as he approaches the machine.
You see 6 various hammers, judging from kind of small all the way to like about your size, like as big as you. So basically everything from the size of like a mallet all the way up to the size of a giant maul. So pick which hammer you want to take.
I mean, I have to go with the Warhammer.
So you pick up the maul as big as you. You guys watch as this tiny little gnome just picks up this maul, kind of like basically where the head is like half his height.
I bring out one of my bottles, pour myself a cup, and just give him a cheers.
Vex, roll me an athletics check as you take a whack at the bell.
Athletics, alright. I thought you were going to have me roll strength.
There's technique involved, so it's
well.
athletics.
Alright.
Oof. So you go, it's a little heavy as you go, huh? And you realize, oh, wait a minute, physics are a thing. So as you swing the hammer over your head, the hammer actually ends up weighing more than you, hits the ground, and you are now just standing up in the air like an L shape on the ground with the hammerhead on the ground, and you just held up.
Wait, he did a flip?
Yeah, because the hammer weighed more than him, it tip balanced backwards and he went up with it.
I would like to clap for this amazing skill of acrobatics.
I too would clap for the amazing display and whatever this game is.
I agree.
Much
Fancy
easier
going
than
in as well.
We're a very supportive group of ignorant people.
It was all intended, my dear friend, all intentional.
a little embarrassed.
Must be a local
He
thing.
looks at the Goliath and says, "This is much heavier than I was expecting. What is this thing made out of? Lead?"
Yes.
All part of me really wants to just do it to see what happens.
And
Why
not
don't
a
we all
soft
try?
metal lighter into the my countryman that's not the incompetent samurai I was caged with.
Mint, did you?
So, is that-
Mint wanted to take a try at that. You said.
Yeah, why don't we all try it? I want to do it.
Okay, but
All right,
first
mate,
we
you
want
can
to,
have the next go.
Oh, little
I have,
girl, you wish to do the strength of the test of strength. Pick your hammer. So, Mint, which hammer are you taking?
this is
The
where
one,
Mint Nat 20s is.
the one, like, you know, like the pole, like, do you know how, like, the hammer that you use to, like, tenderize meat? I want to use the one that's kind of the same size.
So the mallet.
Yes.
Okay, so you take the mallet. Nice small handheld mallet. Roll me an athletics check, Mint.
Okay. Thanks.
Jeez.
Like a
So,
child.
so Mint
Now,
grabs
are
the
you
hammer
actually-
and
Are
goes.
you actually a halfling?
No.
Well, you're fucked.
So as Mint takes the hammer and goes, it slips out of her hand. I would like, you know
Make
what?
it
I'm gonna
go.
roll a d. I'm gonna roll a d6 here.
I'm going for assault on the injury. Make him hit Nikolai.
Fuck, of course. Deotar, roll me a dex save.
Yes. I am.
Wait, who's rolling a dex save? Me?
Yeah, no, Deotar.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
As
Really?
Kawhi looks, oh god! Kawhi, you look over, and goes, ah, that looks great. As his hammer flies out of Mint's hand, it strikes you in the head.
Well,
Well, I hit
I-
something.
How has he survived?
Children
Yeah,
being
it's certainly
especially
good at
lethal.
throwing things, if nothing
I'm
else.
just like fucking woozy, like walking back and forth and trying to get my balance back. God, this is a weird competition.
Kawakami, in order to regain your honor, why don't you step up to the plate and hit that with a mallet?
Ah, yes, okay, it's my turn. So
Just before you do, Kawakami, how many fingers am I holding up?
I can't go that high.
That is the response he normally gives, yes.
Yeah, shot for luck, and I'll pour him in fucking cup.
Okay,
So
count.
I'm gonna like roll up my sleeves and taking after Nikolai, I'm gonna take the biggest hammer there, right?
Okay.
And I'm going to try my best to do a flip on it.
Okay, so,
have no
so
idea what I'm
you're
doing.
purposely trying to do what he did, right?
At
Yeah.
this rate, we're half convinced that the goal of this is to do something amazing.
Okay, so Kawakami, because you're trying to pull an acrobatics check, roll me an acrobatics check.
Give me a moment.
Oh, rolls only.
So as you guys watch as he goes, I know what he does is he flips the hammer backwards to kind of hold himself up. He holds himself up, but he loses his grip, slips, and bangs his head on the mall again, and just lying on the ground back on his back.
Oh.
This reminds me of a play of this thing called Home Alone.
You know, so far it's just been my favorite sort of. It's been my favorite sort of play production of the Three Stooges.
Ah, yes, you're right. I was literally.
Now I didn't realize they had that all by way in your country.
Oh, I do travel a bit, so I do hear a few more. Fun.
Well, I guess I better go embarrass myself.
Which hammer are you going to take?
The smallest one.
So you take the mallet off of the ground that was smoked Kawakami in the head. Roll
Now
me.
you said it was an athletics check, correct?
Yes.
All right, -2. Let's do this. 5.
So once again, you go up, and you're like, dude, it just like barely goes up and just right back down.
You know
Still
what?
one of the
That
most
first
progress.
place in our group just puts it out.
Here I was expecting him to just drop the hammer on me.
Well, that would have been another
Alright.
nat 1, but that wasn't.
So the objective of the thing is to actually hit that.
Indeed, it is. Why don't you take a crack at it?
We went on a roundabout way of accomplishing that, did we not?
Nah, it
Really
just seems
did.
that everyone else is a little less proficient at using hand.
I'm still convinced your
well-
friend is drunk.
I am afraid that my youth has kind of passed me, so I will try not to embarrass myself too much, and I'll give it a try. I'll take what amounts to like a human-sized hammer, so like something you can either wield in 1 or 2 hands.
Okay, so you take the average size mallet. Okay. Roll me an athletics check. So you it's like, ha! And you actually miss the bell, and on right next to your foot. You missed your foot, but you're like, oh, that could have hurt.
In
Is
theory,
Quincy
one of us should
A
be
strong man at -2 strength?
I'd like to give a crack at it.
Be my guest.
Which hammer are you
Ooh.
taking?
The average one.
Okay,
Ah,
roll
I
me an
found it over.
athletics.
How is this Goliath reacting?
I knew it! I was waiting for this!
So Esmond, just because I can't help but do this, Koami, you're lying on the ground with your head still dazed. You get up as the hammer goes flying backwards, and the head off of it, like, kind of breaks off and comes flying at your face again. Roll me a disadvantage dex save.
Oh my god, if these were death saves, I would be dead.
So this Koami, you look up and you go poof right in your head as you just watch you fly backwards again and land on the ground.
My
His
mind,
feet
that
up
is
in
a
the
greater
air.
achievement.
As the Goliath is looking at all of you blinking, he goes, I've never seen such a display in my life. Is that elf okay? He looks... At this point, by the way, comment, you got like that cartoon lump growing out of your head.
I assume that at this point, I can only assume that the point of the contest is to get as much of my blood on all of the fucking mallets as possible.
I
Whilst this has been entertaining, can we find some other thing to distract ourselves with before this fine gentleman I pointed
Yeah, I
Kawakami
believe-
is the first samurai in history to die from a party game?
I believe it's time to go procure some frozen reprieves, aka maybe some ice cream.
You know what's appropriate? Is we now know why you have a -2 intelligence, Kawami.
I was a perfectly normally functioning elf before this.
Yes! You got a concussion and dropped your int to 7.
Sorry about that, Kawakami. As an apology, why don't I give you one of my own vintages that I've made?
Now, if you
never
have a
seen
split in... Go ahead.
I've never seen an Assalian having ducks floating around him, but Okay.
Now, Mitsutoshi, I need to inform you that after getting literally bonked in the head 3 times and having a headache, drinking alcohol soon after is not usually the cure-all that should be applied.
My dad
Yet,
does.
most people I've seen that get 3 hammers to the head don't get up afterwards, so...
You
At
know
this
what?
point, I am actually curious as to how long he
It's a
can
cause
last
for
before passing
celebration.
out.
You know what? You are right. Your squire seems to be very good at his job.
He was
I li-
assigned to me, he's not my squire.
He was assigned to you. What would you call his? Like, he calls you his liege. What would you call him?
Oh, he is a...
Your
Oh god, I
attendant?
said the word earlier and then I forgot it. Fuck.
Retainer?
Your attendant?
Yes,
Samurai.
retainer.
Retainer. There we go. I'm sorry about the messing up my colloquialism.
It is quite alright. I do it for your culture all the time. It's
Give and take.
unavoidable with the isolation that we experience.
So we get ice cream.
Chamber in there.
Okay, so you guys go
Yeah,
gather, gather around, find some foods and ice cream. You also look about and you discover a pie. You see a actual ice cream eating contest actually going on.
Oh God, not again.
We're gonna roll natural 1 and accidentally launch a spoon.
No.
at you.
Now, I must say, Mint, I understand that that's a lot of ice cream, but I also understand that if your mother decided that I gave you all of the ice cream in the world, they'd probably be upset when they came back around.
I'm sorry, but ice cream?
Oh yeah, it's that thing over there. It's like it's frozen cream.
Oh, come now, Quincy. The caretakers for my children spoiled them rotten all the time.
This will literally rot her teeth.
Quincy, you're a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
How about we make a contract or a deal?
Oh no, you're mistaking me with a notarizer. Now, luckily, I am a notary as well as a lawyer. But I can. What is this contract you are talking about? What do you propose?
It's more of a threat, but it's pretty much. I either eat all the ice cream, or we go to a cooking competition. Deal?
I don't think there's any cooking competitions around. So yeah, you can go eat the ice cream. But I'm gonna add a little additional addendum to that. After you eat all that ice cream, no matter if you win or lose, we stick around each other until your mom comes back, and you don't eat more ice cream. As soon as you're done, okay?
You better look for a cooking competition, though.
We can look for a cooking competition afterwards. Now go enjoy your ice cream.
Okay, who's going on the competition?
I would like to
also
get
like
a
to join
bowl
the-
of ice cream and then just start casing the place for a cooking competition.
Okay.
Same.
I would like to join the ice cream competition, but like once I'm done eating the ice cream, I would just like to take the cold bowl and press it against my head.
Sorry, you ate all the coldness.
Okay.
Oh God,
Uh,
sadly.
so what about you, Nikolai? What are you doing?
He simply passes on it because he's still quite miffed about his ego being bruised from the strength test.
I mean, considering what else happened in the strength test to Kiwami, I think you're okay.
No, I think
It was only your ego.
he failed second worst.
I mean, the only reason that happened is because, like, yeah, you failed the athletics check and you pick up a hammer bigger than you. So that makes sense for physics.
Yeah.
What I was trying to say, Mint didn't actually want to go to the ice cream competition. She was like, hey, either take me to a cooking competition, or I'm just going to fill myself with ice cream, and I'm just going to be the one to blame for it.
Okay, so everybody.
Okay, I misinterpreted. We'll go look for an ice cream. We'll go look for a cooking competition. It's fine.
So, Deotar, you're the only one doing the ice cream competition?
I'm the only one, then I'm not gonna join. I'm feeling shy.
You're feeling
So we're all
very,
gonna look for
very
the cooking
unwell.
competition then.
Okay, you guys go looking for a cooking competition. There's several of them. One of the first one you guys come across seems to be a chili cooking contest.
Well, chili does take a bit. Do you feel like you got your hands in on the chili, or do you want to look around for something else?
See what my options are. I need to challenge myself. And you see her like cracking her knuckles as she does this.
Aries, cooking competitions in a fair isn't like a Iron Chef thing. You're supposed to cook and then bring it, not cook during
You're a
it.
child.
She's a child.
I know, right? Like I'm saying, like you guys are looking around, like. So after looking around for about 20 minutes, you realize, wait a minute, everybody brings their food in a cooking competition at a fair. It's not it's not like an Iron Chef style thing.
Guys, I'm ready for the Brewers competition.
Now, if you did want to enter a competition, we just need to requisition a small kitchen for a small amount of time, and you can see what you can whip up.
Yeah.
All right, great. Da-da-da. Is there a food stand that like is selling like something that nobody kind of wants, like vegan shit, at a fair?
Like
No, I'm not saying vegan stuff's bad. I'm just saying everyone goes to a fair for fair food, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You
Like
look
not selling
about,
too well.
and you do see one dwarf selling some food that doesn't seem to be selling well.
All right, we'll approach that dwarf. Oh,
There
Jordan
goes
left the secrets. Now I think he's been having the internet issues. So we'll go over that dwarf and go, excuse me, Mr. Dwarf.
Oh, there you lot! Can I interest you in a rat on a stick? And he just holds his full roasted rat in your face.
No, thank you, sir. Now, I was wondering if
Are you
I
sure,
gave-
lad? I mean, it's great stuff. You put some ketchup on there, and he licks the He just takes this like bottle of ketchup, squirts it, and just covers this roasted rat, just slathered in ketchup that's just dripping in it now.
I will make you a deal, sir. We will have your kitchen for 30 minutes. I'll buy a roasted rat, and I will pay you for using your kitchen for 30 minutes, so my associate here can see what she can whip up in that time.
God, what associate is that? Is he?
This
Okay.
little girl?
I step up and roll my sleeves up and tie my hair back.
You want this wee little thing to be cooking in my kitchen? She looked like she couldn't even hold a cleaver, much less cooking with a kitchen.
I
Is
would
it-
like to.
Okay.
Sorry.
Do you want me to go or do you want to go?
It's fine. Go.
Just see what she
Is-
does with the meat tenderizer.
Is
Yeah.
this a cooking competition that you challenge me to?
A cooking competition? You ought to go do some food wars, do you?
Well then, I will defend my honor with everything that I have.
Oh, you're gone, little girl. I'll show you how to cook.
You see that just from out of like just nowhere, like in a bag somewhere, she takes out like a hoard of like cooking supplies, just neatly cleaned.
Well, for the sake of this, you see this dwarf kind of roll up and say, "Okay, little girl, let's see what you got." As he brings out his little cooking supplies, and you can see, while yours are very clean and tidy, his very much are not.
Yeah.
Now, who wants to be the 3 judges for this competition?
I volunteer Kawakami to definitely be one.
Nikolai will
Kawakami is-
definitely judge as well.
Good.
Yes, if he's going in, I should probably like lend some aid.
So
Okay, so our 3 judges will be Nikolai, Kawakami, and Mitsutoshi. Is that alright? Mitsutoshi, my apologies.
yeah, it's fair and me. We got ourselves an elf, and then we got ourselves a gnome and a human. That's a good mix of races there. Gets the pallets across.
Excuse me,
Was
mister.
totally
Can
on
I have
purpose.
one of your pants?
You want what?
One of your pants.
You
Or
want
a
my
kettle.
you want a pan or a kettle?
Yes.
Okay, hands you a kettle.
I will put it on my head, specifically my forehead, just for safety
So when
reasons.
she grabs the meat tenderizer, you can be upset.
I knew it.
I am prepared.
He's gonna just end up hearing loud noises and look, and somehow a knife will be embedded into it.
Okay, so we'll start this competition off basic. We'll make 3 checks, Aries, for your cooking competition. So 3 cooking tool checks.
Oh shit, she fucking hosed him.
MVP.
So as you guys look over, you see this little girl just start chopping up veggies and stuff, sauteing things and just flipping things around. And you guys can't believe it. And after, like, the dwarf is just looking at her like, oh, the hell? How did you learn to
Literally
cook
watching
like
Food
that?
Wars. We're literally watching Food Wars.
Yeah.
I'm making the chili stuff. So I can enter the competition with what I have.
You make it a big buzz. Okay, so you're
You're
making,
making rat chili?
like, rat chili,
making
because
rat
that's the
chili.
food he's got is
Ratatouille.
ratatouille, yeah. It's ratatouille. And the last cooking thing, you see the presentation where she takes, like, little rat noses and kind of, like, pokes them around the chili to kind of, like, make a loop around the bowl. And she hands it to the 3 of you to eat. It's really good.
Bon appetit, as my father would say.
I just love it that we finally get some good rolls and it's on rat chili.
Father sounds like a man I lost with that too.
Ew.
This stuff is amazing, as expected of a halfling.
I'm not a halfling, but okay.
He has been hit over the head a couple of times.
Didn't
Give
you
him a-
just say it like in the tavern 5 minutes? What? And I'm just confused.
He has been
Tatsu,
hit
uh,
quite severely.
Tatsu, I must say that she was lying earlier, but it's okay, buddy.
She even talked in the same language.
Other people can learn Halfling, my friend.
But there was 2 of us, and only 1 of him.
Jesus Christ. Ah. The memes of this party is strong. Ah.
We're really playing this as a one-shot.
So Mint, as you finish your thing and you destroy the dwarf, his food is not good at all. In fact,
Yay.
for the sake of it, everyone who, because you got the 3 judges, please roll me con saves.
Yes.
Oh no. I'm glad I did not offer myself.
Like, does my food give them advantage or something? It's that divine.
Of course, it's Coke. Oh God.
Ooh.
So,
Oh
Nikolai,
God, the old man can't handle it.
All a part of my plan.
Nikolai, you're like, yeah, you've eaten dwarf and rat cooking before. This is fucking awful, but you can stand it. Kawakami,
Yeah.
it's not very good. You can feel with the head injury and everything else, you can feel your stomach gurgling, but at the moment, you're okay. Misatoshi, you're an old man who has never eaten something so vile in your life, and you just and you just start hurling with his food.
It's an attempt of poisoning.
Kawakami, you have failed to protect Misatoshi from food poisoning. You are a terrible retainer.
You have failed in every man.
I could have told you that one, Kawakami.
Don't ask Mr. Quincy. Mr. Quincy, by law, I'm allowed to kill him, right? He tried to poison my liege.
Give him a swift left hook, and that's about it.
Okay, I'll attempt this.
Okay, roll me a
He's gonna roll
roll
that
me
one,
roll
hit
me
himself in the
attack
head.
with strength.
Oh God, please.
So you gotta once again swing at this dwarf, and the dwarf just like catches your hand and pulls you down to his level. You gotta try that again, elf. As he just looks at you eye to eye.
Now,
And
Kawakami,
it
you
is
would have
easy, you
committed
went back
one.
to punch and you started
It really
shooting.
is. It really is sad that we're not level 1 because at that moment I could have just given Kawakami the thumbs up and he could have actually tried that again.
Kawakami, you only allowed one. You must back off at this point.
It's not fair, Mr. Quincy. There's 3 of him and only 1 of me.
I'm sorry, but magical spells do bypass most bylaws. Now you gotta let go of the man.
He lets go of him.
Eventually, when I stop hurling, I will in fact say that, well, this was a landslide victory if I've ever seen one. I do apologize, dwarf. I did try my best, but I just couldn't stomach it.
That's okay. You humans never have much of a iron stomach. At least the gnome there knows good eating when he has it.
I must say, with your reaction time to that punch, you should probably reconsider your career path.
I
Instant denial.
Now, before we continue, let's just have the judges do one more test. Nikolai, is it Mint or is it Mr. Dwarf here?
Oh!
Man,
The name. Sorry, I'd never introduced myself. The name's Radigan.
All right, Radigan. So, it was Mint, of course, over Radigan. Thank you very much, Nikolai. Kawakami, Radigan, or Mint?
Mint, of course.
All right, thank you very much, Kawakami. And just to see if it was a clean sweep, Mitsutoshi, Radigan, or Mint?
Well, despite
Just
Mr.
holds up a
Radigan's
sign with
valiant
10
attempt,
points.
I will have to give it to Mint.
All right, I believe that's a queer sleep, Mr. Radigan. I'm sorry, but thank you very much for letting us use your stuff, and and thank you very much for being such a wonderful host.
Well, you're all good. Welcome. By the way, there, lass, you'll have to give me a recipe for that chili. That looked really good.
Made it up just a second ago.
Nice.
So I put in some stuff and it turned out good.
By the way, you gather
So
that.
I grabbed one of the live rats, put it on my hat,
Yeah.
and then just shit happened.
I mean, let's be honest. Part of the reason you guys got food poisoning is you look at his frickin' cooking utensils and they have like dried out, like crusted all kinds of crap. He's probably never cleaned those.
Oh God. What about the Black Plague? He's serving rats.
Well, when lesser restoration can cure most of what ails you.
The Black Plague, yeah. I mean, Black Plague comes from the fleas, not the rats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we go after the horde thing, can we register this chili to the chili competition?
Yeah, you bring in the chili. You do good. You get the you don't end up in first place. You are against like some super professional cooks, but you rank in the top 10.
It really is Food Wars.
Well, all right.
Man, I must
I mean,
Screw
say,
the horde campaign. This is becoming the getting men to become a professional.
man, I must say, it was a 30-minute chili. Now, the best kind of chili is when you can leave it on for a few hours. You just didn't have the time on your side. I'm sorry.
Father would have done so much better. He would have gotten first place, even with a 30-minute chili. I have to surpass him one day.
Now, did your father get first place? Let's see, who got number 1?
Number 1 was actually her father was not in the chili contest.
Mm-hmm.
But you do see what looks to be this kind of elderly-looking human who seems to be a professional chef kind of style. Got it. The names of Garth Peppers.
Garth Peppers. Name it next year, you know what I'm saying, Mint?
A part of me is very disappointed. You just didn't say anything midnight.
Mother Midnight.
Yeah.
It was children chili.
The best brand Edger would have enjoyed.
No,
Yeah,
actually,
The first winner in this competition has the last name Midnight. Also, did you know that there's like a exhibit of a giant dinosaur in the museum? And then we all slowly back away from the city. Using
It took me
meta
a second,
knowledge.
but I remembered.
As you guys are wandering about, though, for the sake of conversation, you do hear a couple of people talk about things that have been occurring. As you do hear kind of in passing by with some of the townsfolk going, "Oh, did you hear what happened in the late cities about? Oh no, what's been going on? Oh, it's terrible. Like, you remember the wells that got poisoned a while back? Oh God, yeah. What city was that again? That was down by Blackburn, right? It's like, yeah. Well, apparently, some weird shit was happening in Bromo. Apparently, they saw this, like, goblin spider creature wandering the place with a goblin on its back. The gods apparently attacked and were able to chase them away. No shit! Yeah. Things have been getting very weird lately.
Well, some people are obviously staying up too late while drinking.
Yeah, a goblin riding a goblin spider? Impossible.
Now, I have never seen a Dryada, but I've always thought that they were part of the drow species. I didn't realize that they made goblins of them.
Oh man, I'm not familiar with this drow. What do you mean?
Indeed, all of these names do sound fascinating, but can you elaborate?
Oh, there are subspecies of elf that usually roam the Underdark. We've got a subspecies of gnomes over there, too.
Actually, deep gnomes aren't dark race, man.
Oh, really? Smurfelblin don't
You
exist in
meant
the Underdark?
dwarf.
Deep gnomes are neutral. They're not evil.
No, I didn't say that drow are evil. I just said that
subspecies.
that's where they usually hang out.
He
No.
said that they're denizens of the Underdark.
Yeah, they're Underdark. Technically, in this world, the deep drow, the deep gnomes, they actually live in Nomia.
Oh, that's my apologies.
Yeah,
I associated them. That is my bad. I am sorry, Mr. Nikolai.
It's alright. It's a common misunderstanding.
Thank you very much.
I mean, to be fair, historically speaking, they used to be part of that place, but when the gnomes got their own country, the deep gnomes came with them to flee.
And they're literally called the Deep Gnomes, so...
Yeah.
Where did the
I thought it was
dark
from their deep
dwarves
thought.
come from?
The
Where
what?
did the mecha dwarves come from?
Just from the normal dwarves, they're just like a cult.
Ah, okay.
They're the mecha dwarves are Duragar. They're also from Drathduel.
Yeah.
Well, let's start looking around for your parents, man. I'm sure they must be worried, and it has been a few hours since we last saw them.
As you guys are wandering, you do see one interesting little place. You see what looks to be a fortune teller's tent in the middle of the festival.
All right, fuck what I just said. Let's go get us some of that.
Fortune telling?
You are the most familiar with this place, so lead the way.
Oh, you guys don't know about this. All right, so a lady who claims she's part of the mystical half of them are con artists, by the way. But a lady who claims...
It's quite alright, we have soothsayers back
Yeah,
home, so-
it's basically a soothsayer. She reads a deck of cards and tells you your fortune. All for a very small fee. Unless of course they actually believe half the stuff they're peddling.
Soothsaying is a very widespread profession, it seems.
Why don't we all do it?
I feel like going in as a group will maybe the best. We may be able to get a discount.
Tells me another hammer is hitting my head, I swear to Christ.
Now, to my knowledge, no soothsayers do
Don't
carry
worry,
hammers.
Theo. I'm becoming proficient in cooking utensils just to make that happen somehow.
Baka is dipping into a feat just to make this a reality.
Become a first level artificer.
I think this should
I
be
will
in
get.
reverse.
I will become the fucking whichever one lets me just fight with whatever's around me. Just
Tavern brawler.
Yes, tavern brawler, just
I
to
think
whack
you
him.
should instead of doing that, I think you should actively try to get worse and worse at it until you keep rolling nat ones to keep hitting me. That's the
Well, I
real way
haven't-
to go about it.
Gordon, I just realized something. The curse is still with me. There's a child in our party. I've been rolling shit.
Shit, the child is the daughter of a celestial. Fuck!
Wow.
Can we switch
you're
parties?
not
Like, can
actually
we make
wrong.
characters?
What do you
Um,
mean?
Ares, last campaign,
We
Bacchus
don't
character,
need.
Bacchus character got his shit kicked in by a group of children. Like straight up, they just had oars and they beat him over the head, and all he kept hitting when he had like a 19 AC.
21.
Yeah, and Jordan's character basically got traumatized when a celestial showed up and just did his entire health bar and damage in one sword swing.
Eric, you're underplaying it. It was whenever a child was reasonably on the map, I would roll terribly. Didn't even
Yeah.
have to be
Yeah.
the child himself.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm really the abomination of everything that you guys.
No. Here's the thing: we need to keep Mint alive because when we run into our characters eventually, Mint will be the ultimate counterplay.
I know! We found the protagonist.
Mint's our fucking
Also, who needs our
Mint's our
fortune? We
fucking
just discovered
Exodia,
it.
waiting to be played.
I'm not the protagonist. No.
We put alter
mean,
self on.
kinda,
We
like,
put
this
alter
whole-
self on Mint.
Like this whole
put-
session 0 has just been us being the
We don't
dad
need to go to the.
batch.
We don't need to go to the fortune teller. We already know.
I mean, I might have made her. I might have tried just to make her like a bit of a meme. But come on.
No, guys, I feel like after suffering a traumatic experience in a 10-year montage, I'll be able to assist Mint in their dream to be a cook.
So you guys are wandering into the fortune teller's tent.
Mm-hmm.
So as you wander into this, it's not a very large tent. It's about like 20 by 20 feet or so. You guys are all able to squeeze in though, and when you enter the tent, you see this something that's rare to everybody here. You see a tiefling woman, a blue tiefling woman, wearing kind of like a night shawl, a starry night shawl, and blue skin, kind of looking over at each of you. She's like, "Oh, hello there. I see you have finally entered my tent. As I will give you over to the fortune teller." As you see this one tiefling lady staring at each of you.
God, this is the daughter of that one guy from Dragon Prince.
Wait, holy shit, yeah.
Oh, Erebos? Yeah.
Hello, my friend. I see you have come to have your fortune read. I am Sigret Zilif. It is an honor to have you in my humble tent. Which of you first would like to have your fortunes read?
All right. Just to set the tone, I believe I should go first.
Ah, very well. Please, sit down in the chair.
All right. I'm gonna inspect the chair to see if there's any like electrical prods or anything, like any machines that would just induce a reaction or whatever.
Roll me an investigation.
Lucky. Perfect.
That's amazing.
Hey, I know exactly why this happened. I have a bottle with Fidar's name on it.
Oh god.
You, Quincy, you look at the... Looks clean to you.
All right. Yeah, it looks fine. I'll sit in it.
Yeah, really, Mitch, really. She looks over and she says, "Ah, I see you are ready for your fortunes, then, Mr. Quincy."
Well, I didn't believe I introduced myself. How did you figure that out, Miss Zalif?
Oh, all things are in the cards. I have been waiting for your arrival.
Well, this is fascinating. Why don't you show me what the cards say?
Oh, it is not the cards we use here. Please, take a drink. As she hands you a cup of tea.
I went from excited to extremely fuck.
What? Uh,
You know, this is a test. I've got friends around. Well, acquaintances. We met each other. Yeah, I'll drink tea.
uh, but do not drink all of it. Leave the bottom left.
Of course, I'll just take a
Uh,
sip.
This is Harry Potter. Understood.
This is tea reading, man. It's a form.
Yeah.
As you drink it, she looks at it. She's now hand me the cup.
Of course, I'll slide it to her.
And she picks up a cup and starts looking it over. Goes, oh, this is fascinating. So different. So, ah, Mr. Quincy Gashoon, you have quite an interesting fortune waiting for you. It seems you are about to go on a long journey. A journey in a place of heat and despair, where you will find a true master to serve. But you will not come back as the same man. You will be altered and changed in some way, unrecognizable to all around you, but yet still the same on the inside.
Well, that is what my family said when I would be moving up north and becoming a lawyer.
Perhaps this is the case, but I have a feeling that the tea leaf says that this is more spectacular than that. Though your law profession will be successful, I believe. You have a great fortune ahead of you if you know where to look.
He'll actually, he's been acting like this is all just like, BS and stuff. But and he's not gonna dismount from that. But he's actually gonna like remember what she said and kind of a little bit.
Okay. Very well. And who would be next to the fortune?
Oh, I guess I'll be willing to try it.
Ah. You are the one. Sage Leaf is your name, is it not?
But it is.
Very impressive. Here, drink the tea.
Alright.
And being from your country, this is good tea, even by your standards.
And I'm not a tea guy. This is good tea.
Well, I mean, tea ceremonies are a pretty big thing from your country.
I still have my preference.
Yes. Uh,
I'm not huge on tea. I'll drink it. It's part of the culture.
but
Some
it's good
prefer
tea.
others.
It's good tea. As you hand it back to it, goes, well, this is interesting. Apparently, your fortune is one filled with excitement and the danger. Your events will take you away from your normal way of the wine and the drink, and will lead you down the path of speed and strength. I see you will be a mighty warrior, one who knows how to fight with foot and fist. And perhaps one day you may even help save the world. Oh, this is a very interesting fortune, Mr. Sageleaf.
I look entirely disappointed. Well, thank you for that, I think. And I immediately pull out a drink.
And who would be the next person?
I've just been given the worst news I could be given.
I guess Nikolai will go next.
Ah. Please take the drink. As she hands you the tea to drink, and then leads you.
Nikolai takes a sip.
She looks over your tea leaves. Oh, sir, you have an interesting experience ahead of you. Your way of the sword will keep you well, but you all apparently will evolve into something greater. I see the form of magic in front of you. The way of the spell seems to be ahead. You will be one to protect the innocent with your weapons of magic and might. And perhaps there is... Yes, I do see. reoccurrences of friends, and perhaps keeping those you once loved safe again. Very interesting.
Still a bodyguard. Different protected I words.
Same job, new boss.
Yeah, that.
And who is next?
I guess I'll step up.
You take a drink of your tea.
Yep.
It's good. And she hands it, and you hand it back to her. She looks at it and goes, "Well, this is odd."
I cannot see anything. It's chaos.
No, what really happened was Kawakami accidentally drank it all.
Yeah. He slaps it down. I have never seen such an interesting pattern. It looks like a hammer.
Oh no.
It looks like a hammer and it's getting bigger. I wonder what that means.
Oh god. So
Hey,
many
why don't you look at
hammers.
the cup? And then the hammer busts out of the cup.
I see
I
in
see a
your
hammer in
future.
your future.
This is
Oh
very
god.
odd.
That's a lot of hammers.
I see. Well, I see a dark figure in your future. Some sort of great enemy is before you. A challenger of the bow, master of shadows, and insects? Very strange. There seems to be a great hatred here, so I'm not sure why.
That's a very weird prophecy. I wonder what it could possibly mean.
Well, obviously we're all gonna become chefs, and we're gonna save the world by making food and appeasing Badger to joining our side.
I know.
We will be the source of endless quote bacon unquote.
And who is next for the fortune? How about you, little girl?
Hops on the seat.
Well, Mint, let us look at your future and see what it holds. Please drink the tea.
Mint will drink the tea, consider its flavor, then enjoy it, and then almost drinks it before just kind of coughing and just removes it, not wanting to drink the rest of it because that's supposed to.
Very top-notch tea. Actually rivals anything your dad used to make.
Also looks really impressed and really happy. This is actually really amazing. You
Say-
have to teach me how to do this, please.
Oh, perhaps in the time, little one, but the secrets of making the spirit tea takes many years of practice. Now let us see what you have for your future, little one. Her brow looks at it and she gives a furrow. I do not see the
Well,
best.
what they call an anime protagonist.
I see unfortune for you, little one, I'm afraid. You will lose someone very dear to you, and then another will disappear. You will spend much of your life in search of this, hoping to reconnect with what was lost, as well as trying to prove yourself to all those around you. But there is good news. Despite the darkness ahead, you will have the bright light of friends to at least help you with this journey you are about to partake.
Looks kind of sad and is just taking a little bit aback, and she doesn't actually say anything, or she just goes over and just stands here.
Mrs. Zilif, I think that's a little bit dark and inappropriate to tell to a child.
I am sorry, my friend. I only see what is in the leaves.
Well, tell the
Okay.
leaves to mind their own business.
And what about you, good sir? Do you wish to know the future you still have ahead of you?
No, my future is in my past at this point, and my stomach is about like a couple of tenths that way. And I would not wish to soil your carpets.
Very well. If you do not wish to see your future, then I cannot force you to. Though I am glad that all of you did appear for this. Now, if you are all ready, the word is... As she kind of looks over at the tea leaves and kind of furrows as she looks at the 5 cups together. Actually, I am sorry, monsieur. I must insist, could you still drink the tea? There's something I must see here.
Well, I would not wish to not be accommodating, and I will do so.
You drink the tea and she looks at it. Well, since you did not wish to know your future, I will not stick into this, but this is most peculiar. Beyond peculiar.
I'm sorry.
It's just the 6 cups. They make a pattern in themselves. I believe the 6 of you are linked in ways you do not know. Very odd. I have never seen this.
Bullshit, we just met. It's obvious why we don't know.
But as she looks at the thing, you see kind of her eyes grow wide. What is this? I see death. I see destruction. I see mayhem.
I know all of these people. I needed to make that joke.
She looks over at you. The 6 of you. Hurry. I think there's darkness ahead. You must be ready to leave them at once.
Alright, I waited to put her down on this whole situation at the end, but it was good fortune telling.
No, I am serious, sir. There's something coming. The darkness is here.
Can I insight?
I'd
may-
like to hop on this.
Yeah, anyone who would like to insight may do so.
It already
yeah,
looks
I'll do
square.
it.
Mind you, I'm aware there's a child in a room, but apparently that tea's really good for defeating children's abilities to curse me.
Yeah, Mint right now is currently kind of scared and holding on to
And
Quincy's
it's
like
currently
robe.
on the opposite side of the room, so I had a chance.
Mitsu, Mishi, Esmond, Kawakami, Nikolai, you're not too sure, but well, actually, even you're sure. She looks genuinely fucking terrified. Like, Nurse is not acting. She is shaking. You actually look down, you see her hand shaking on the table in fear.
Should we perhaps, Miss Mint, should we perhaps go and find your parents? I feel like this may be important. And if it's not, it's just a harmless scare.
I just that was kind of scary.
Please, you must, as she says so.
Was never heard from again.
Suddenly you guys start hearing the ground shake beneath you. The darkness is here! Hurry! You must get away from the town! As you guys poke your heads out of the tent and you see what looks to be caves of floor opening out from underneath you. As hollow bits of ground burst open, you hear people screaming as they fall into the ground and sink below the earth and disappear.
Mr. Quincy, this is either truly a unique festival or something has gone terribly awry.
It's the second option. We should make haste. Get out of here.
We have been entrusted
Definitely
with
agree
a-
with that.
Yes, but we have been entrusted with a minor. Perhaps we should, at the very least, find their parents first.
I believe my charge was to keep her safe until they return, and so that is my main concern. Besides, I'm sure they'd decide to leave just as quickly, and we'd all meet up outside of the town.
My lord, if you will permit me, I will go search for her parents.
You should
My
stick
lord,
with
if you
us.
would permit me, I would like to re-roll character. Do I say yes here?
I mean, you know, no.
He's learned his weakness is hammers. Something the horde probably has a lot of.
No, the hammer, the hammer cast.
I mean, hammers ain't too good. I mean, I have one, so.
Now then, Derter, do you trust yourself for rolling another stat array, my guy?
No.
Okay, well then I must deny you. In times of crisis, it's better to stick together. If we go wandering on your own, then we have to find their parents and eventually you.
As you guys are talking about this, you start hearing what sounds to be a horrific roar coming from overhead.
Well, considering our weapons got confiscated at the entrance of the city, I believe that it is the dignified thing of leaving.
Yes.
And I start heading in the opposite direction of roar.
Well, the opposite
And
direction
I
of...
run at a pace to match.
So as you guys run outside, you look about you, and all around you, people are screaming in agony. You see people being things as people start emerging from the ground. As you see what looks to be these mechanical-looking creatures rip through the ground, grabbing people and dragging them underneath. Aside from that, you see also burrowing up beneath these gigantic ant-like creatures with vicious tentacles, spitting acid, having people melting in front of you.
Yeah, I don't think. Hey, Mr. Kawakami, could you please cover Mint's eyes, and we'll make haste. And I
I
mean
will do
by
so.
pick her up and let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving the child to the guy with the concussion, but yeah, I will do so.
You
I
seem to
can
have
do so.
above average strength to be able to pick the child up and run long distances. I hope I am not wrong.
You are very
I hope
wrong.
Yeah, I'm hoping you're not wrong either, but like,
I am literally the opposite. I have decent strength and speed.
I only have an 11 in strength, my guy.
Oh,
so yeah.
okay, my apologies. Then I will change that to Esmond.
I was about to say that thing with the Kenku might have been a fluke earlier, but I mean, I've got the strength, maybe not so much the speed.
Yeah, I believe. I considered both. I considered both when I asked for Kawakami.
On contraire, he realized that, let's not let the one person that could probably help keep us safe holding a
Not
child.
have a weapon out. Yeah.
So as you guys start dashing down the streets, looking about, you hear that roar again, and as you look above you, you see this black figure blot out the sun for a second. And as you look down, you see this jet stream of green fluid just cross in front of you, spraying the ground in front of you as several people who are running by just get covered in viscerous acid. And you look above you to see this flapping black dragon descending from the sky. On his back, anyone who would like to make a perception check may do so. Jordan, you auto-succeed with your 21 perception. Passive.
I have a merely 14 passive, so I'll have to roll a bitch.
My perception is I have a 0 perception. Oh boy, I'll still roll it.
Double digits, baby.
So, everybody else is a little too distracted by the melting people in front of them. But
Priorities.
you notice, though, Jordan, or Mitsumushi, is you look above and you see just a strange figure on the back of this dragon. And weirdly enough, he is wearing armor from your home country. In fact, it looks kind of familiar. Roll me a history check.
Cool,
Posturous.
cool. Now, can I have advantage on this one, Chief? Because we were sent for this man's father.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess that's why you were coming. So yeah, you would roll advantage on this. Okay, 15 will pass. You recognize the armor. That's the armor of the lord that disappeared from your country about over 2 decades ago.
Interesting, but at this very moment, I do believe that discretion is the better part of valor, and we head
Run
to a place where people
away!
aren't melting.
Jesus fuck. Uh,
My God.
so you guys are gonna go duck into a building, correct?
To avoid
yes.
an acid splash if we have to, yeah.
Okay. I just need a little so you guys are gonna go dash into a building to try to get some cover from the ash and try to hopefully avoid this.
Yeah, we're essentially dashing to a building until Dragon decides that, hey, there's a cluster of people over there.
So
And
as
that's when we leave building.
Direction towards shade, where there's a percent chance that in the roof there's something far worse.
So you guys, guys go into a roof and you just look above you and scream. As you guys dash into a building, you see the descending dragon swarm ahead and kind of circle the town. But as you do hear other sounds start coming from the area. And as you look over, you start seeing these guards rushing out. The city guard starts to gather themselves, rushing towards. You see about half a dozen soldiers start running towards us. Get ready, men! The enemy! And you see them rushing towards. But as they start rushing towards, you just see 4 of them fall flat as these arrows stick right into their chest, and insects swarm out from their bodies and start consuming their flesh as they scream in agony and dissolve onto the ground, being eaten alive.
Oh my, one must listen to horned blue people more often.
As you look about, you see a orc archer walking in this like bug-skewed mantle, carrying this elven bow at his side.
Kawakami,
I
I
think
do
now's a
believe
great
I
time
can
to
see
say I
your
gave the
body.
Fedar wine to Kawakashi. Or Kawakami.
For the sake of Ares, this is the person you guys see.
Wait, I just called Kawakashi.
I said random words, but yes.
I
I
am
gave
about to
you,
be-
Dio, the Fedar drink,
No.
just as a heads up.
No, he is uncharismatic, unwise, he's dumb, but he can kill people, Ares. He can kill people.
Oh, you mean him, the Fudar guy, right? Is that who you're talking about?
Oh,
No,
both him and
The
Snildris.
Fedar guy can also kill people, but that's not voluntary. That's not him trying to, that's just him
It's his
being able to do
allies.
so.
That's just his allies dying around him.
Well, that is also very charismatic.
As-
Dead.
As you guys look about at this orc kind of looking about, you just hear him goes, "Oi, boys! Let's get them elves!" As you just see him kind of like walk up to this one elven guard who's still alive trying to crawl away, and he takes out a knife and starts cutting off their ears and puts them around the chain on his neck.
Oh, how truly
Wakawi?
unfortunate. I grab my kimono and I just use it as a hood on Kawakami.
Thank you, my liege. I
To
will
cover.
hide my ears. Yeah.
Probably best if we don't stay.
It's Baka's character.
Who is blocking the eyes of this child again? Jesus.
Well, I'm
Someone
apparently
better
carrying the
be.
child, so...
Someone better be blocking the eyes of this child. Gosh, what's going on is so bad.
If Baka's the only one who can pick you up, so Baka needs to cover your eyes.
And he was told to do so by Quincy, so...
Well, he was asked to do
Not
so.
against... And by any means.
Sorry,
have
Eric, seeing
offered.
your old character kind of reminded me of the old dynamic of being told what to do.
So as you guys look about you in the fears, this orc just kind of wanders around shooting people left, right, and center, kind of laughing with a bit of a glee. What do you guys do in the building? As he kind of starts looking about in the building on building.
Exit
Search the
the
building,
other end.
boys!
Door
Is there a back
in
door?
front.
Yeah, you guys see
Back door.
You see that guy go look, you see a back door, and he's like burst out this back door as you see this orc just passing by, and an arrow kind of flies past your head. Just for shits and giggles, once more, roll me a dex save, Tetsu.
Deal.
If he passes, it was the pot that was still on his head that saved him.
A hammer
Yeah.
fell and blocked the shot.
Hammer fell and
Block the shot. Yeah, as you see this arrow come flying towards you guys, a hammer kind of falls off from the top of the shelf you guys burst through and kind of knocks the arrow off course and just passes right past your leg. Oh, I missed the cunt!
How that fortune teller was accurate. The hammer thing also came through.
It would seem that the cooking utensils take it and the cooking utensils give it.
Seems your death is to kitchenware and not arrows.
This is how
we better
Durkar
run.
gains levels in Hammeromancy. Meanwhile, I'm here with Knifeomancy levels.
Can you become a fucking cleric just so your forge cleric have a hammer and then your spiritual weapon can be a hammer and just be hammer.
So
I'll consider it.
as you guys keep,
Oh,
oh sorry, Ares, go ahead.
is it just foretelling that Mence is gonna kill one of you with just cooking utensils?
Um.
I think that's it. Sorry.
Yeah. So as you guys keep dashing down the street, as you kind of moving alleys and alleys, you guys look about you and you see people running back and forth. As you just hear screams, as you do, you see this group of people getting stuck behind this great area where people are trying to bang down to get through this one door, but this door seems to be locked. And as you do, you look over and you see what looks to be this horde of beasts start roaming the streets of these giant wargs, ripping down, charging forward, and tearing people apart onto the street. As you see these wargs, you guys, everybody roll me a perception check again.
Sight or hearing based?
Either or.
Right. I'll do hearing, I guess.
Has been seized.
Okay. So Esmond, once again, as everybody else is terrified, looking about, unable to see anything, Esmond and Misatoshi, you guys too notice amongst the wargs charging out, you see a very strange looking, what you thought was a warg, but actually was a wolf, but it seems to be made of metal and bone, like leading the charge of these wargs. And his glowing red eyes kind of look over, and you see one of the glowing eyes turn to you guys and look straight at you.
This is my character. Right?
Yes.
And he just looks at your party and goes, as you see the wargs, and they start charging towards you and the group of people. What do you do?
Well, I have a child in my arms, which is a problem, but it's one I can't deal with.
Knowing myself, Eric, quickly give my character an order and he will die automatically. Is that?
Is there anything nearby that could be used as a weapon?
Roll a perception check.
Army votes more buildings.
I think getting up a building would probably be smart. Oh fuck.
Okay, Nikolai, you look about you. You do see what looks to be like an iron bar that could make a very good makeshift club that kind of ripped off a fence. You also notice what looks to be, for lack of a better term, a medieval version of a fire escape leading up.
Alright, I say...
I'm currently just mentally thinking of, alright, what are we going to face that's going to destroy us? Besides the fact that last time I ever went on a roof in a terrible situation like this, there was 3 bone dragons on my ass.
I'd say Nikolai grabs the iron bar and ushers towards the medieval fire escape, except he goes last to make sure everyone else, especially Mint, gets up there.
I have a child, so I get priorities.
You're like that guy in the lifeboats at the end of Titanic. He's like, I got a kid. I gotta get on that lifeboat first. It's not even your kid. I don't care. As you guys,
I just
Did I
possess a
stutter?
child.
so as you guys get up there, you see
I
this
thought this
mechanical
child.
wolf run towards you, Nikolai. Just for the sake, roll me an attack roll, Nikolai.
Attack. All right. Is that? Do I use one of my weapons here?
Yeah,
or do
just
I
use
go
one of your
strength?
weapons to be a D4 plus your strength, because it's a club.
Okay. So do I just click on it?
Okay. As you see this thing, Jesus Christ, 2 nat 20s in a row. As you see this like giant mechanical wolf come and charge at you, you crack it in the head, and the wolf kind of staggers backwards. And as it does, you kind of see its body form shift and change. And where there was once a mechanical skeletal wolf, you see what can only be described as a robotic skeleton now staring at you with red gleaming eyes.
Dio runs over to kill somebody and gets that 20. It makes so much sense.
I am waiting for Heath to ask me to make the death rolls again.
As the thing looks at you, gives you enough time as you see this mechanical goblin skeleton phase from the head, gives you enough time to climb up the stairs as it kind of loses track of you as it seems to be shaking its head. You guys are now on top of the rooftops. As you look about you, you still hear the sounds of battles and screams echoing everywhere. What do you do next?
So we started hopping and running.
Does anyone know where the nearest city wall is?
Let's all look at Quincy together.
I have ears, so I will look.
Well, they said our weapons were confiscated, right?
Their weapons were. You still would have had your warhammer on you.
Oh, I thought mine was confiscated. That's why I was looking around for a weapon.
Yes, essentially the way we justified being essentially non-leveled is two foreigners show up in a city that's like actively under alert, so they were like, yes, you can enter, just everything that can possibly be used as a weapon, including your fucking hairpins. We don't fucking care, all of it.
Yeah, in your case, you were a local native of the country, so you would have been okay.
Okay.
Either case, you used your warhammer and hit, so it's all the same.
Yeah.
You guys climb up the top of the roof, though. As you look about, you seeing the mayhem around. You look about, you see like roofs. The tops are close enough that you might be able to hop to rooftop, but you can't be guaranteed to succeed the jump, especially with the fact that most of your strengths are under 10.
Oh,
It-
I see a
Invest would only
particular
give
side of
you
the roof.
Like 6 or like most of you can only jump like 8 or so feet. So
Any particular
Oh.
direction that doesn't look like it's currently going to kill us by walking into?
things seem to be pretty wild and crazy. You can roll me a perception check though to see if you can kind of gather where the least sounds of fighting would be.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's been
I
kind
think
of
this is a Mitsutoshi roll.
like this one would have to be a roll. Passive won't help here because you're trying to. This is a what you call
Find
Okay.
specific.
this is a find specific, not just a general here. So you'd have to Mr. Toshi would have to roll for perception.
Jordan?
Jordan, you here?
Jordan.
Oh, I think his internet may have died.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anybody else want to roll perception then?
I guess we all should. Well, Jordan dies.
Yep.
Come on, I know that.
Yo, Quincy!
Okay. Quincy and Kawakami, you two both notice that probably it seems like to the west seems to have the least amount of sounds of violence so far. Though by the judging of things, that could change quickly if you don't move.
Move.
We
Go,
should
go.
move.
Rush B. Quick.
So, as you guys start rushing over, everybody roll me an athletics check. Jesus
Man.
Christ.
Glad we didn't try for any rooftops.
Yeah. Like, would Mint have to roll? Mint is being carried.
Mint rolls are you at disadvantage, or Esmond at disadvantage for
Yeah,
holding a
It's
child.
fine if Mint rolls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2.
It really is
Well, just gotta
basically
wait
the
for Jordan
same,
to get
actually.
back here.
Kinda, yeah. Oh.
Uh,
Why don't you? Yeah, why don't you just roll a d20 for him?
sure.
And -1, because I'm pretty sure that was his athletic score.
So, you got a 17. So the old man seems to be just booking her while the rest of you are kind of, Quincy, yeah, you're not used to this. You're a lawyer. You're usually behind a desk. And this run is killing you. Mint too. You're been in a kitchen and tired. You're having a hard time keeping up. Esmond,
I've been drinking.
you're drinking. You're a little drunk as you're kind of wobbly moving and you're feeling it. Nikolai and Cowcomb, you two are fine. The DC was just 10 to see if you guys could keep the moving before you start getting tired and move. But you guys are starting to feel really, really rough at this point. As you guys are dashing, you're gasping for air, moving through this city. As you
Because
do,
glad there's a 10-year montage after this.
as you guys keep moving though along the city, and you feel yourselves, as you feel this the blah blah, as you feel the pressure of the creatures about you, you guys start noticing something else come about. As you guys stop on the top of the roofs, as you just freak out and stop hearing. Suddenly, this axe comes flying out from nowhere from underneath you. As the rooftop you are under is being ripped to shreds. Like, so from, yes, let me redo that. So, the roof you are on, an axe rips through the bottom of the roof out towards the top. As something is ripping through the top of the roof to get towards you. As you guys look about you, panicking, not knowing what to see, the rooftop starts to burst open, and out from the thing you see this ugly little head poke out through the top of the roof, staring down at each of you. And it just looks about. It goes, BACON!
Baby!
As he scurries out, and you see what looks to be at first you thought was a goblin, but behind it has this bulbous spider body ripping through the floors. So for the purposes of a picture, it's this with a spider body.
It's a beautiful thing. Oh, you forgot the fact that he's half rotted.
Yeah, with some rot and stuff, but technically still alive.
It's amazing. The
As you guys
miracle of life.
look at this thing, goes, BACON! 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 And starts looking at each of you and starts charging. What do you guys do?
Bacon's that way. Bacon is that way.
I mean, that'd be a deception check, but...
Oh, okay. So,
He's not
deception.
lying. There is bacon that way. He just needs to go the other direction.
It'd be a 13. Unless you want me to roll again.
Yeah, 13. No, you take the roll. That's what I always do. 1 second, I gotta check some stuff for Badger here.
Wisdom saves are not his proficiency.
What do you mean? Badger actually has a somewhat decent wisdom.
You have a somewhat decent every stat back, huh?
Except
What do
int.
you mean? He's in. He dumped in.
So that would be an insight just for the shits and giggles. I'll roll this publicly for you guys.
Oh, fuck.
Whoa.
Oh, you don't fuck with bacon.
Look, alright, Quincy's fine. I got the character art for him, right? Obviously, I won't get bludgeoned to death.
So as he
I
looks
throw
over at
a
Quincy, he goes,
ration at him.
BACON! 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 And so you see these scurrying legs charge towards you, Quincy, as these crazed battle axe goblin rider comes scurrying at you at full speed.
Do I have any of the leftover chili or rat stuff left?
Sure, I'll say you have some of your rat cooking left.
I
Top
will
of it, I
try
like
to.
to just throw a random ration at
Okay.
his face.
What are you
I will-
saying?
Oh, sorry.
No, go ears.
I will cast the light on it, and I'll hand it to Esmond. Get his attention and throw it in a random direction. I don't know, something.
All right.
So you're gonna just toss it, Esmond? So you
Semi
gotta.
in its direction.
So
yeah.
you toss it over its head. I mean, this is Badger. He'll see a glowing rat and go, "Bacon!" And his head looks over and he watches the bacon go, and he quickly goes, gives you about 6 seconds as you watch this spider drider goblin go after the rat. What do you guys do? Oh,
We
by the way,
leave.
leave.
Fuck this.
How are you leaving? You guys like diving down off the roof, climbing down from off the rooftops? You gonna try to jump over to the next rooftop? What you doing?
Uh,
Looking.
What's in the alleyway? Is there a dumpster to land in?
Roll me a perception check.
Man, I really asked this question.
Yeah,
a lot.
I'm also gonna look down.
I mean, I would have looked for like a rope to Tarzan swing, but I had the same idea basically.
Yeah, Quincy. You look down. You see what looks to be like a. You see what looks to be a pile of. Well, it's soft. You see a
in the
pile of
ground.
a soft pile.
Soft pile.
Oh,
of soft.
a pile. Yeah. Okay. A pile.
Um,
Bags of feathers. Let's go with that.
Look, if bags of feathers make a squishing sound, then
Yeah, the nearest mattress store is stocking, so there's just a stack of mattresses.
Yeah.
It's playing for death at this point. We might as well.
You basically
no,
see
we-
what equates to a dungy cart.
yeah, we definitely we are gonna have to jump into shit or to get out of the shit.
I distracted it, luckily, with food.
Look, we've got a
just
professional
take the
chef here.
first-
They'll know how to tell us to wash it all off. It's fine.
I will take the first leap.
I think we're all just going. We have 6 seconds.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
must
we
all
all have
leave.
to go.
Okay, so you guys all leap off into the Dunnikin. Just for everybody, roll me an advantage athletics check here,
Can I roll acrobatics?
or acrobatics. I'll allow acrobatics or athletics.
I'm so
You
glad
said roll
said
roll
that.
advantage acrobatics.
Yeah, advantage. Acrobatics or athletics, your pick.
All right, well, I'm gonna subtract 2 from this because I still have enough levels from this. But
No damn.
22.
So as all of you, Jordan, you here yet?
Yes, hold on.
Okay.
Badger showed up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dec-
I was here for a while.
Okay, I know you were here. I just didn't know if you could. You hadn't said anything yet. So yeah, you guys land into the Dunnikin carts. It was a DC 10 to make sure you didn't miss. As you plop, 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 plop. It's soft landing. None of you take any kind of injuries or hurts, but you do kind of obviously get out. Not much for smell, but you do hear the smell as you look over the top. As you see the giant Drider, or well, not giant, but you see the Drider goblin, poke over and looks down at you with the Dunnikin, and just you go, "Yeah, rotten bacon!" and it goes running off into a different direction.
It's nice and all, but I'm sure that Baka Badger actually prefers rotten bacon, considering he ate Grolma's food.
Look. He didn't think it through
No,
yet,
he-
okay?
He actually does prefer exquisite bacon. That unicorn was a delicacy.
Ah, okay.
He's
I
got a higher-
understand now.
He had the problem that happened in Sword Online of Bridge where he ate the Simple Class S meal and now everything just tastes terrible.
Oh god.
Exactly.
Alas,
Which
it's
is
cooked
why
by
I
Nick.
asked. I need the fucking chef.
Okay, so you guys are
Quint has
now
one less.
you guys
Oh,
are off the
sorry.
rooftop, still heading towards the western gates, covered in poop.
Ah, this is an average hangover day.
Yeah.
Yes, you guys
This
are.
will still be-
So you guys keep moving towards the west gate, or or you have anything else you want planned instead?
Look around. Is there anything dangerous nearby?
Roll me a perception check.
I also would like to hop on this train.
Can't wait to see a nice fucking human.
I am on a different train.
Can't wait to see a nice human warlock totally offering shelter, named Marcel and stuff. It'll be totally safe, guys. Just go into this random building. that you can't look inside until you get in there. Don't worry about it.
Esmond and Kwame, you two are like looking about, and you just kind of look at each other's eyes and kind of like, wait, do you see that? And you guys lose track. Mitsumishi, you look about and go, danger's literally everywhere, but you see what looks you believe to be a safer path down to the northwest.
I'm taking my preference. I looked at Kawakami, saw a monster, and pointed at there, then realized who it was.
I attempt to steer the party in this direction.
Okay. You guys start rushing towards that direction where you see. As you start rushing towards there, you start hearing blood-curdling screams of terror coming up from ahead of you. As you look over, you see people just running in fears. You see these several guards just falling on the ground, screaming up in like this odd, wide open eyes of fear. As you see this, what you thought looks to be a human man, but actually is this gray hair walk towards you. But he has black unfurled skeletal wings, carrying this vicious looking sword, and looks down upon them. And as they start screaming in terror, this eldritch blast of energy strikes each of them in the head, popping their heads like zits. As you see this man, for those of you who don't know, standing before you.
Okay, I have good news for Ares. Ares, your mom's not here. Marcella's hitting Eldritch Blasts.
Yeah. Meant for a split second, like, wait, is that my uncle? Oh no.
Is that your uncle? Yeah, exactly. It's Uncle Marcel.
Oh, wait. I know we're joking, but for real? But for real, come on. Real time, real talk.
Maybe.
It's possible.
We'll see what how he
there
flips
is
the traumatized Mint.
there is a genetic link here, possibility.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Guys, we're gonna political party the Horde.
As you just
So
walk.
how did the hero campaign end? Well, it was a political marriage, really.
Between uncle and niece.
Oh,
God.
gross.
God, no.
Jesus Christ. No, we all know who. I know who Ares would want to marry to help the Horde stop attacking already. So.
Yes, I already have my favorite boy already, and I've already promised I would have him.
So as Marcelo's looking about, you just see him. You hear the snide comments. He goes, "Pathetic," as he just watches these men die before him. And he notices and looks over at your party, seeing him approach, and he smiles, goes, "Huh, new targets," and he launches a bolt towards you guys.
The moment he does that, he realizes there's a Celestial and misses.
I just, the way he said how's Marcel sounds, it just makes me think Marcel literally went up to somebody and went like, well, you were studying to God, I studied the blade, and then stabbed someone.
Oh. So as this Eldritch Blast comes flying at you guys, does anybody want to take a reaction?
Protect the child!
I would like to protect my liege.
I want to throw my Warhammer at him.
I would like to duck under a table like a normal person.
So, you toss your Warhammer.
Well, not the table, a stall.
Roll me an attack roll.
With the weapon or?
Yeah, with the weapon at disadvantage because you're tossing a Warhammer, but go ahead and chuck it.
Alright.
So, you toss your Warhammer, ha! As it flies past, as it kind of like flies wide, and he watches it land like 10 feet away from him, and he looks over at you with a, "Are you fucking kidding me?" look.
For context, do I still have the iron bar I picked up?
Yes, I'll say you still have the iron bar.
I checked that out as well, eventually.
Yeah, I think everyone's just gonna try
Can
to.
we change that? I still miss, but can we say I threw the iron bar instead of my Warhammer?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Alright.
As you guys look at the Eldritch Blast comes flying towards, I'm going to roll a d6.
I am under a table.
I am
Well, a
lucky.
stall.
And I am trying to protect him for whatever that counts as.
That goes after Eric.
Yep.
So, Eric, as you see this eldritch blast flying at you, your life flashes before your eyes as it's about to strike you in the face. But flies over your head.
Oh. Well, it's time to leave.
This is where Marcel realizes there's a celestial within 5 miles of him.
I
It's within 10
I'm
feet of him.
I'm going to can I sense the same energy from like my mother as him?
Yeah, you want to see if you can. You want to see if you can. I mean, you know you know what he is. He's got wings. he's popped the
Alright.
wings.
I am going to just like say kind of loudly, uncle and celestial, and hope that confuses him. I hope that confuses him enough that we can leave.
Sure,
Or
roll
do
me a
something
deception
else.
check,
Look at you
Ares.
confused.
Is this a deception check or naivety check?
Let me check Marcel's stats here.
How'd you survive the horde? Well,
He has an
It was a
insight
miss.
of 0. Do you want me to
Nepotism,
roll
I
it?
think.
Other we
I got it, I
just
got it.
said-
Huh? As he kind of looks odd, giving you precious moments like, what the fuck? As he looks at you oddly as you call him uncle, giving you guys a minute to dash behind a building for cover.
I feel
So
like
you
I
keep
should
leaving.
do something here, but like,
Just like to say,
Hmm.
keep telling yourself you're not the enemy protagonist of this group.
Oh, you need every time. What do you-
Miss Mint, you have the weirdest family. I too know Celestial, haha!
We have to close this right now. I don't really think he's my uncle, but I had to do something. I'm sorry.
I don't know what you're saying, but now's not the time.
As you guys start dashing around the buildings and moving through, you hear more screams and scoffs of battle. You eventually, though, reach what looks to be a different area, as you just see what looks to be these 5 heavily armored dwarves charging forward, and suddenly they are picked up and thrown backwards as they fly across in front of you. As you look over, you see this giant orc wearing this massive warhammer walking forward. His warhammer glowing with his dark eldritch energy. A massive skull helmet on his head. So you see this man walking around the corner.
War cheap, war cheap, war cheap.
He looks like a pleasant guy.
As you just
Guys, I
so
think we
sad.
gotta sacrifice Kawakami.
the saddest thing here is that there's no ice crunching noises around him. Crunch, crunch.
Boy, wouldn't that have been the most intimidating thing? You guys hear the sounds of ice crunching as you look over.
And then you hear the sounds of a skull crushing.
As you look over to see this giant goes, "We will kill the Smoothskins! Destroy everything!" As you see this giant orc crushing skulls left, right, and center of soldiers keep trying to surround him. Blades are cut and daggers are cutting into him, but he seems to ignore each of them with impunity and crushes another skull. What are you guys doing as you're watching this guy just slaughter soldiers?
I, for one, am
Not
relieved.
bothering his job and run away.
My lord is quite safe. He's not a smooth skin. He's quite wrinkly.
Yeah, I don't even know why I'm bothering running. I just walk away, like
As much as I
they're
wanna
obviously
get
not
into
looking
a-
for me.
As much as I want to get into a Warhammer v Warhammer duel, I'm going with my better judgment and running.
I don't know. Like if you don't like your current stat array, like this is a perfect opportunity.
No, I'm happy with my current stats. I don't want to die just yet.
I like not having.
Yeah,
negative
I
stat.
kind of like my stats as well, so I too will give Brugo his space.
It's like
There's
this.
a way.
I'll
Part-
take my mobile feet and leave.
Sorry, Harry's, what'd you say?
I just like Mint. I don't want to give up Mint.
Yeah.
She's my baby.
Everybody starts fleeing from this mad, crazy orc. Everybody roll me an athletics check.
Oh god, we're doomed.
We are doomed.
Very.
Oh, damn!
And I'm doomed. I'm doomed!
So, Quincy, you see that orc, you're like, nope, 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 and you just see this like pumping his legs at incredibly fast speeds. Kiwami, you're like, oh shit, and you just turn and start bolting. Mint, you are got a speed of things, as well as you, Nikolai, start bolting. Esmond, you turn to run, and all of a sudden, Charlie horse, and you fall to one knee screaming, and Miss Musi, you're an old man and having a hard time keeping up as you watch your fucking bodyguard leave you in the dust.
Or if I notice my leash falling behind, I will push him forward.
Ro-
Go, go,
Roll me a
go.
perception check, Kiwami.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, you notice him standing looking behind you, so you quickly run back, pick him up from his back, and just start shoving him forward at full speed. As Kiwami, you're like, oh, fuck! Esmond, as you look over, you just see this javelin hurled right at your head.
Oh, so that's how my character's picture got that scar.
Yep, for the purposes of that, you just see this cuts right across your face, giving you a scar.
Ah, the convenience of such a thing. Let's
Is-
make it better. Badger has javelins.
Sure, you look it up, but the javelin came ahead of you as you see the goblin has caught up to you. Since you did it. And you go, BEGIN! Esmond, what are you doing?
Well, surely I could totally run again. It's not like there's a child.
Oh, the child jumped out of your arms and ahead of you.
Exactly.
After the dung pile, the child's out of your arms.
Theoretically,
Yeah.
I should be fine.
Yeah, she's been out of your arms for a while now.
And no, let's go for another run with athletics. It's gonna fail, but let's try. Hey!
With seeing the crazed rider goblin screaming bacon at you, you get a surging urge of strength, and you go like, fuck, 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 and you guys watch as you see Esmond just catching up behind you at full speed.
Make like my cannon leaf.
You guys look behind you, and you see a fucking goblin drider now chasing you down as Edmund has got his attention.
I'm so glad I have the mobile feat, therefore he can't actually catch up. Of me.
As you guys start climbing down, you see this one hallway, and you can duck behind this building. I'd like everyone just roll me a stealth check, quick.
You get proficiency with this.
Oh no.
No, I just want to say that a running gag for this character was anytime I'm asked to make a stealth check, I just go, I am both too old and too entitled to stealth, so I can't wait to fail this.
I'm an alcoholic.
Don't
Ah,
worry, I'm
okay,
the
never
one who
mind.
sells for you.
Look at how the tables have turned.
So as everybody ducks behind this building and Bacon comes, as you see this drider start running around, Kiwami, you just see BACON! And you just get like taken out from your legs and you crack your head on the ground as he runs past you at full speed.
Oh, my head. It's a good thing I have those bruises to cushion the fall.
It's glad he has a concussion to ease the pain.
As the
Of the
goblin,
new concussion.
as Drider looks around again, looks at you and sees you once more, goes up for a second charge. Kiwami, what are you doing?
I am going to try. Oh god. I'm gonna try and roll away. Roll.
Okay, roll me an acrobatics check. Okay, you see the goblin come charging. BACON! It just comes charging at you. As you roll it, you trip him on his legs. As you see the thing just start tumble head over heels, tumbling out of the direction. As you roll down, as you guys get up and you notice him going down. You guys are you're nearly at the western gate. But things seem to still be hectical and crazy with combat as you hear the battles of fire and rage still going on about you. As you guys get closer, I'm assuming you guys are still heading towards the gate.
Yes.
Yeah.
The second thought, I would like to stop by the inn. I'm sure they have a great deal right now.
Oh yeah, do they have a spot of tea?
As you hear towards the, you guys are getting closer to the end, but as you reach it, you once again hear those sounds of beating wings coming from above you. Looking up, you see what looks to be the black dragon once more. Seems to be circling overhead and descending. What do you do?
Is it looking specifically at us?
It's not looking specifically at you, but it's about to land in your general area.
Yeah, let's make ourselves scarce once more.
Probably,
Is there any location to hide in?
You do see like a building that you could duck into.
And I point at building, and we all go in, I presume. Unless someone wants to reason with Orda's Shadowfang. He's very reasonable, I assure you.
I'm good. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty okay.
Yeah, I think we should all hide. I don't think any of us are in a position to attempt to seduce the dragon. So
He looks like a sake kind of guy. I'm sure we will
okay.
get along great.
I'm not ready yet to do that, but I will get there in 10 years. Don't worry. Just
So
Wait for the
10 years.
montage. Wait for the win montage.
So as you guys watch, as you guys duck into the building, keeping yourself silent and hoping to see this pass, you see the black dragon land. And upon it, now each of you can see the very clear image of what appears to be a half-orc in very strange armor to half of you, and the other half of you recognize it as samurai apparel. To one of you, you recognize the apparel completely, as this man stands before each of you. Oh shit, where did he go? Bunny. Let's try
He's
that.
in your
Might see him later.
NPC.
Is it in my heart?
No, I know. He
We
just didn't show up.
won.
There he goes. He didn't show up on the map was all. This man. As he
He
lands.
looks like he'd enjoy a cup of sake. I'm sure we'll get along great.
Mint, you're
Political
10. Put it
victory.
away.
As he lands and he gets off the dragon,
Yeah.
you see about a dozen soldiers goes, "There he is, get him!" And you see what looks to be like 3 dozen soldiers burst out of rooms, charging him with pole axes, swords, and spears. And he just lets out this, and this aura bursts out from him, and every one of the soldiers stops in sheer panic and fear and unable to move, as he just walks up to each of them and starts executing them one by one. As you look at him, you also see what looks to be about you, human people screaming in terror and children, as he looks about as there's dozens of civilians all around you. And as you watch him walk towards them, with his gleeful, laughing smile on it, gleeful look in his eyes, you can't see his smile because he's got a face mask on, as he walks towards these humans. Just being in the mere presence of him, none of you know what is happening. Something strange occurs. As he walks towards them, people just start dropping dead in his mere presence. Babies stop screaming and fall silent. Women and children yelling for mercy just have their throats seize and fall to the ground dead, their eyes rolled up into the back of their heads. He doesn't do... Each of you look, unknowing what happened. None of you can identify what is occurring. As these people just die. You, though, do notice, Misatoshi, as well, that not just the people are dying, but you see stray cats, barking dogs, and rodents just drop anything, like a few you see a rat try to run past him and just drop dead as it approaches him.
Okay, I need to have a good long conversation with that gentleman, but as he is now, everything around him seems to be dying. Do not approach him.
Are you telling this to me or to everybody?
I'm
or
telling
what?
this to everyone.
Okay.
I assure you, that wasn't in my plans.
I
Why
want
do
to
we
try
need to talk
something.
to that person, my liege? What's going on? Why is he wearing our armor?
He's not just wearing our armor, he's wearing the armor of the person we are here to speak to.
Wait, so does that mean we should speak to him?
I would recommend not speaking to that individual, seeing as how everyone who was around him had just died.
I would also recommend not speaking to people in a blood frenzy in the midst of a situation where a blood frenzy is the appropriate response.
I concur.
Real quick, I kind of want to try something, just to like get a better grasp of the situation.
Yep, you may do so.
You said
He was
everything
never heard from
near
again.
him dies, and I want to see if this is like a passive effect, or if he.
I
is
can already
controlled.
tell you it's a passive effect, mostly because like he's not targeting it. Like things like rats and insects
Okay, yeah,
around
I was
him are
about to
dying.
say I want to like roll perception to find a rat to throw at him.
Well, Mitsutoshi with his passive perception already noticed that, like, insects, birds, anything that gets too close to him drops dead.
Okay, then yeah, I will not do that.
But you did notice the soldiers didn't drop dead when they rushed him.
There's an
Okay.
interesting discrepancy, but how tall is the building that we're currently in?
It's a 2-story.
I kind of have like a rough idea of how big his aura is. Is it big enough to cover like up to the second story?
You can kind of see a dark aura around him, but things that seem to be entering his aura aren't dropping dead till they get till they get very close to him.
So, is there a chance for us to just run by him and make it out?
So what? Everybody roll me a perception check.
Perception.
This
God,
man, bring it up.
I am so not used to having perception trained.
Okay, so Quincy and Mint, you guys notice, as well as Kawakami, you guys notice that it looks like there's a radius that if you get to a point where you die, Esmond and Misatoshi, with your perception, you can gather, yeah, it looks like anything in roughly 10 feet of him is dying, but not everything within 10 feet of him is dying. If you want to figure out more than that... Huh?
Oh, okay.
If you want to
I
surmise
was gonna
something,
say-
you can roll an Arcana check if you want to figure out what's happening.
Yeah, can I figure out whether like it's the more quote-unquote heartier things that are staying alive?
Yeah, you can surmise that. Seems to be hardier things are living.
Oh, okay.
I'll also say with those perception checks, Esmond and Misatoshi, you do notice one odd thing on him. Apart from the sword, which is a black flaming blade of death, the armor that you recognize, as well as what appears to be a cape that seems to be flowing from his back, you see something hanging off off his side belt that seems to be misplaced. You see a book.
Well, I did not take him for the reading sword, but maybe he's quite read in his spare time when he's not busy pillaging cities.
Who knows?
So I bring back to my previous question with Esmond and Misatoshi's keen eye. Is it possible just to book it for the gate and not be in his instant kill aura?
You gather 10 feet, so yeah, you would be able to book it if you want to risk it.
Okay, second question. Is there enough guards trying to distract him for us to run away?
They're dropping like flies, but they're out there. You also remember there's a black dragon in between you and the gate as well that seems to be eating people and smashing them with his tail.
I'm sure a planetary angel will come anytime now. Let's run.
Do I notice anything besides the direct
we-
gate that's close by that we could just leave?
You guys do notice that you do notice a back alley that might be not quite as a direct route to the gate, but there might be a way to get around this back alley where you might be able to sneak through the alleyways to make it over.
I shall point it out to the others.
I think back alley is better for all of our skill sets.
True, but I'm just worried that the guards are gonna die in the time it takes us to do this little detour.
And perhaps they'll move on. We're lucky.
I
True.
do, however, still need to talk to this gentleman.
Maybe you'll talk to him some other time. Maybe when there's less of his people around and more of your people around, we can go back.
I don't think the number of people in this particular scenario matters much.
The number of people always matters. Just throw people at them.
Perhaps wait till the situation favors you a little more.
I am not
So-
a military commander, I am a samurai. Let's run. Or sneak.
I'm just flabbergasted at what the samurai just said.
Listen here. I am a very bad at my job.
You are a failure in every level.
Yes.
Mental be just tugging at Quincy's just coat pocket and just is trying to get him just to leave.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think it's time to go.
I'm gonna do a gamble here.
Okay.
I'm gonna order Kawikami to make sure that you know, the child we were entrusted with makes it out safe.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go and figure out why he has the regalia of our people just strewing about.
By that he means roll new stats. Got it.
Yeah.
Actually, before you do-
there is a good chance that that I'm about to complete my mission here and now and roll up a new character.
Hold on, Jordan.
Jordan's like, okay, so I thought that it wouldn't be this bad, but holy shit, it's being tied to a dirt or scrap. Let's
Hold on. I know that you're the old character who's sacrificing himself in Fire Emblem and is the honorary sacrifice. But hold on, the main protagonist would like to speak to you, please, Miss.
Seeing that how do I pronounce that name? It's so bad.
Mitsutoshi.
Mitsutoshi is trying to walk out. From behind her back, she grabbed the training rapier that she was given and just bops him on the head, or just bops him somewhere. Just no, we're leaving now, please, no.
Oh, it's quite alright. Even if he does kill me, like, I have lived a very long life.
I attack him.
Knock him the fuck out.
So, roll me an attack roll, Ares. I don't think that'll hit you, so...
Yeah, no, that does not.
You gotta try to knock him out. Kinda miss the old man as he kinda walks out of the way.
It's quite alright, miss. I don't intend on dying. I will grant you this. The chances are high, but I am not planning on dying.
Fine, if you go, I'm going then, okay? You're gonna get me killed too, okay? You better
Indeed,
come with
okay.
us.
I kind of nod at my retainer, just like, you know, grab child, leave.
You're gonna need to be a little bit more specific with your instructions. I was told to keep the child safe. If that includes knocking you out and dragging you out, I will do that.
Okay, person who was just knocked on the head 3 times, grab the child and leave.
Okay, thank you very much for the specific order. And I just grab the child and leave.
Sure, Ares, are you resisting?
Yeah.
Roll me athletics versus acrobatics.
I am not gonna win this fight.
Nope,
Oh,
you're
fuck.
not!
No, you're
No,
not.
you're not.
Come on, not
So Kakami, you gotta grab the child and she just ducks under you once again.
And then a random hammer
You
just
s-
falls on
you somersault over top of her, slam into a door, and then a hammer just falls on your head because why not?
Why not?
I will stand next to the door and I grab the handle and I look at Amitsu whatever his I can't say it.
Mitsutoshi.
Call him Mitsu.
Mitsu.
Call him Mitsu.
Call him
Oh,
Mitsu
okay.
soup.
Well, it's a good thing that I was never planning on just walking out and speaking to him, but Miss Mint, again, the entirety of the reason why we're even in this country is to speak to a man wearing that armor, bearing that regalia. And I'm pretty sure that the sword is actually like from our land as well.
It is. In fact,
Yes,
it's a
carrying
famous
that
sword
weapon.
from your land.
Yes, carrying that precise sword.
You're a really dumb old man because the fortune teller said that we are going to do this together, and you can't die, okay?
Technically, he was the only one who didn't get his fortune told.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's all
God.
fucking coming
What's
together.
coming true? I'm gonna lose the booze.
I mean,
Can't
to
let
be
this
fair,
happen.
him dying here is the only way I ever get to keep being a samurai. Like, after what happened today, like, I don't think I have the qualifications.
My character uses the 10-year time skip to go to the shogunate and to just go like, okay, I realize that you want to get rid of this guy, but holy shit! Did he piss on a kitsune shrine? What happened?
Mitsutoshi, if I may interject, just because we are losing our small window to get out of here. I'm pretty sure
literally
nothing-
said leave.
Well,
If
the child.
nothing else, me talking to him would probably buy you some extra time. Time that you could be using to leave.
We need to go. Have faith in my lord. Let's leave.
If you die, I will spit on your grave. You need to get out of here, fine.
I will make the best attempt I possibly can.
No, hold on. Affirmations, you will make it out of here alive.
I will make the best attempt I
And
can.
if you don't say that, I'm not leaving. Say it.
I will get out of here one way or another.
No.
That's the best I can do.
Sir, the contract was you would say you'll make it out of here alive, so please say it.
Okay, here's a different contract. I am about to climb this ladder, go to the second floor, and attract his attention. Whether you want to be in this house when this occurs is up to you. I climb up ladder.
Let's leave, man. He'll be back. No one that spiteful dies at the age of 75 or 60 or whatever the hell he is.
He is currently 60 years old.
Okay, so
Before,
Oh,
I
so
want to do
yours?
one more thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to do one more thing. Before leaving to go to the back door, Mint will just kind of stare at Mitsu, and just kind of in like a kind of a low voice will just say, "If you die, I will hate you for like the rest of my life, and when you die
No.
and stuff."
He's doomed to
And-
die now. They eliminated protagonists.
God damn it, you just doomed your mentor.
Yeah.
And I will make terrible food on your grave or something. I don't know. Just don't die.
You
DM.
strictly just doomed him to death.
DM, can I roll perception to see if Mitsu has a bunch of nukes around his waist or something?
sure.
DM, can I switch classes to fucking Metalock and get that invulnerable armor? You know the one whose only weakness is when it's an appropriate time for you to die, you die. Because I feel like this isn't an appropriate time. Like I'm not the oldest person in the party, right? And there isn't like the
Well,
youngest person going.
You
"Don't
are the
die."
oldest person.
No,
thanks,
I'm
I
aware.
can't think of the-
Yeah, I know. It's like, this isn't like in every anime ever.
When you
Run,
think
you
about it,
fool!
technically, you are the oldest for your races.
Yeah.
I hate it so much. Like the youngest person's like, I want to hate you for the rest of my life if you don't live, and it's like, I'll go young one to be safe. But it's like,
I know, we literally have a run you fools Gandalf moment coming, so this should be interesting.
He'll come
Oh,
back as Gandalf the White. It's fine. He's immortal.
We're gonna get Mitsu the White.
Mitsu the White, yeah.
And you
I'm
can use that
already in
new
a white
Blue and
orb.
Stat
That's,
block.
the,
There you
that's
go.
the problem. This is already my second life. I don't think I get the third.
Gosh, you just need to believe.
Okay, so you guys are gonna head up the back alley.
Come
Mhm.
back in the second season.
Okay. And you, Mitsutoshi, are heading up to the second floor.
Yep.
So as they are fleeing out, Mitsutoshi, what are you doing?
I'll give them like some time to make sure that like they're not in the direct vicinity if what I'm about to do goes nuclear.
So you give them about a minute. That'd be plenty.
I mean, not really a minute. Like I'm giving them like 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds, fine.
Like for 30 seconds they should be about 200 feet away from here, and in this fucking city at the moment, that's essentially a mile.
Fair. I suppose that's one way to interpret it. So you give them 30 seconds. Okay.
And I make just to make sure. Now I'll be honest here, and I will say that there is a chance, and I am betting on this chance, that Heat did in fact plan on us talking to this person before leaving. Now, if Heat is currently thinking, no, I did not, I'm fucked. But let's try this. And I will attempt to get his attention.
Okay, so you try to get his attention. How do you try to get his attention?
What's he currently doing?
At this point, killing people.
I mean, how many people? I'm aware that he's killing people. Like, how many people are like remaining at this point?
At this point, you just see actually the guards have kind of stopped fighting him, and a lot of them are fleeing. But he's kind of just jumping upon each one, kind of predator style, and stabbing him through the back.
Okay, I'll put like each hand in both sides of my kimono and just calmly exit the building.
Okay.
Really, I
Look,
don't think-
it's
No, hold on. Which way are you going? Towards him?
yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's the best shot I can make here.
So you wander back downstairs and go down out of the building, or you going to jump out of the second story? I guess I should clarify just to be safe.
No, I'll walk out the door.
Okay, so you walk out the doors, you see him just cutting people down, and he turns around and notices you.
Yep, I will acknowledge him in the way of our people. I give a small bow.
He kind of tilts his head, confused, and kind of starts wandering towards you.
So he doesn't recognize.
Yeah. You do know his father's name.
Yeah, can I use his first name in this context? Like, I will say his first name. Are you the child of, and then that first name?
Well, for the sake that I never bothered to give I can't remember if I gave the father a name or not. I don't think I mentioned.
Yeah.
I just said a warrior. For the sake, we'll just call him Jubei.
Okay.
For
Oh my
Aries' sake.
gosh. No.
And I just say, are you then the son of Jubei?
He kind of stops and kind of looks at you and goes, Who are you?
I am an old man. If you wish to claim your honor of killing a defenseless old man, you may do so.
He starts walking towards you closer and closer. Now, for the purposes that once he gets up into your face, you luckily do not meet the qualifications technically to die instantly. But
Still alive, baby!
But you feel your chest tighten and it feels like your heart's about to stop. Because you're very close to the qualifications of dying instantly.
Still alive, baby!
This is painful. As he looks down at you with a kind of a dark glare, goes, "Why do you speak that name to me, human?"
Well, I was sent in search of Jubei, and you seem to carry his regalia.
He looks down at the sword and he looks down at his arm and goes, "I see. You're one of those fools from that country as well."
And how much of your father's legacy do you know of?
The most I know of my father was my mother took him so she could have me. And when she was done with him, he was little more than a house pet.
Well, you have inherited a great deal of his strength, however.
She did admit my father was a strong warrior. That is why she had me with him. But his way of thinking was sad, weak, pathetic.
That is regrettable to hear.
Jordan, he's just gonna look at you, and he kind of takes the as you recognize as the Mitsumuni Flameburr sword, and just kind of runs it across your cheek, burning it and cutting it.
At this point, I'm like 60, and I have a family that is like doing well. I'm cool.
All things considered, I succeeded in life.
Also, just a meta thing. I don't think he'd planned on us talking to him. Moving on.
Jordan, why the fuck would I plan for you to talk to the BEG while he's slaughtering a city?
I've got DMs do that precise thing before. I've also seen the precise thing done before in games, and in movies, and in 2 books.
But wait.
It's surprisingly popular.
Specifically with the 10-foot tower of literal death around him.
Look,
If you
I'm
want
not
to
saying-
keep him alive, then all you do is have the BBG punch him really hard, crash into the building will collapse, his character will somehow survive, and
I
then
know.
boom.
I'm about to say anime, video games, and books. Yes, that happens, but generally there's a safeguard. I'm trying to think of a safeguard of an old man by himself walking up to him and goes, "Well, that's a shame that you don't like our culture." I was waiting
No.
for-
He said that's a shame. He's
Yeah.
like, what do you mean that's a fucking shame? And he's just like, you're insufficient.
He will
honey."
he will look at you and get close to you eye to eye and look down and go, "Why do you wish to speak with me, human? You have bravery if nothing else."
Well, we all have our missions. Mine was to figure out what happened to your father. In this, I have succeeded.
I see.
Now,
Nope.
Now I'm about to make a gamble, but let me just pause and phrase this correctly. He's an orc, right? Yeah, he's a half orc, technically. And he was raised by an orc.
Orc High Priestess to be exact, but yes.
Hmm.
Meruem, King of Ants.
Indeed, I jab a finger in my heart and nuclear bomb.
He'd probably survive.
I don't know, I have a pretty good nuclear bomb. I just need to pop into another campaign to get it.
Be right back. Need to go to Sigil.
Yeah, hold on. Now then, if I recall... Okay, I recall. I have a gamble, and I may survive this.
Would you like a shovel?
Yes. How does one phrase this? Jesus.
Do you need help?
I know the sentiment I want to convey. I just
Text it.
this is negotiating with the dragon all over again. No, I'm gonna.
Oh, he's
I'm
gonna figure this out.
Yeah, I'm gonna either sink or swim on my own merit here.
Don't try to steal his mentor death from him.
Yeah.
The only person who can save him now is the protagonist.
No,
No,
the
because
protagonist
if
can
he
never
doesn't
save
die,
It's a
then
shame
he's
your
no longer
father
the
isn't around to
protagonist.
tell you what to do. Your mom seems to be pretty shit at her job.
You need something
Yeah,
to motivate you.
Yeah, let's insult the orc priestess. That will get me everywhere, Eric.
Yeah, that'll get you to a building. That'll collapse on you, and you'll live somehow.
We'll return and scavenge for your body.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have a hole prepared. I'll see if I step in it. Well, I can see your new culture values a great deal of strength. The strength to murder an old man disarmed by the city's guards. If you must claim your honor so desperately, feel free to do so, and I will walk past him, giving him an opportunity attack.
So as you walk past him, he'll laugh and he will go, Mother Midnight, he's all yours. As he walks off. As a
Great Sag.
hand cresses your shoulder out of nowhere. You're a handsome one, dearie. As you look over and see.
I would like to call bullshit on this one, Heat. In a city full of children, the Night Hag is not fucking with the Orc Chief. Now, I will grant you that the Oni might find this particularly fascinating, but not the Night Hag.
What was that, Jordan? Sorry, I get cut off for a sec.
I will call bullshit on this one. In a city full of children, the Night Hag will not be here. I will, however, grant you that the fucking Oni will find this fascinating.
Well, the fun fact is the Oni's the one that eat children more than the Night Hag. Night Hags only eat children to reproduce.
That's a weird
No,
sentence.
not really.
Well, I
But
mean, they can
sure,
also,
okay.
but Onis are actually known for eating babies. But Sheesmore was just following the war chief as a secondary backup, was what was happening. Originally, she was going to follow the others ones that went out the building, but was more fascinated by you, actually, is what occurred.
The mentor saved us.
Yeah.
Jordan, there's the only way out of this. Embrace your true inner bard. Seduce the Night Hag.
I have standards.
It sucks because I
Guys
am the
are
bard. I actually am playing a bard.
I
Oh.
both have standards and a wife there. Thank you very much.
That's not gonna matter much as the night hag kind of grabs you and pulls you off. So you fade to black for a minute. We'll take care of you in a second. Your 10-year gap's gonna be interesting.
Indeed.
I gave you your plot armor, Jordan. It's just gonna be a nasty one. Okay, so the rest of you have snuck in. You guys see the gate now.
Is there still a black dragon?
The black dragon seems to have wandered off into a separate direction. The gate does look to be clear, but before you get in there, you hear what sounds to be smashing sounds, and when it smashes open, you see this large troll kind of rushing through the gate, followed by what none of you have seen before, these orc-like creatures with giant swords and horns and tails. These things followed
Really,
behind
just
him.
one thing after another. Why
Man.
did he do so good?
Yeah, he's just showing all of the things we got together. Just one.
Imagine if we had just our main characters. You know, this would be so many. nothing for.
As the trolls and weird demonic-like creatures start flying through the street, ripping people a shred, what do you wish to do?
First, the person that made this pilot episode.
Yeah.
Yes, true. Uncle's great.
Are they looking at us? Please?
Pardon?
Are they like going towards us?
They're not coming towards you, they're just killing people randomly. You weren't the only ones apparently rushing to the west gate. Now they're just slaughtering civilians.
So we just gotta figure out how to make us not the civilians being slaughtered.
Well,
All I've
it's gonna
got
be
is
difficult.
Niggerundayo, small.
I mean, I do have mobile, so I am theoretically fast. I can be distraction. Part 3.
Oh no, not more distractions.
I'll wait till I see if anyone has any brighter ideas. We're just gonna lose half the group real quick.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no.
breathe heavily and see there's a cluster of people running towards where they are right now.
Yeah, there's clusters of people just panicking everywhere. You see the creatures kind of just going around dispersing, slaughtering needlessly.
I will try to like if the group's close to us, I will try to just touch every one of them to see if I can cast light on one of them.
One of the
So if we-
people?
Yeah. So they can be the beacon, and then we can probably like sneak away while they're eyeing up the person who's literally glowing.
Man, you
My-
fucking bad bitch. Oh fuck.
That's pretty
We're
cold-hearted.
in the Overlord anime
I
now.
know. I know.
Evil
like-
anime.
Hey, is your beard kinda good now after that shit?
It's like
I saw
don't-
my uncle and I thought I want to be like him when I grow up.
Those skeleton wings are pretty fucking dope, I'm not gonna lie.
So you're gonna try to grab a random person fleeing and try to light them up like a beacon.
I mean, I have to. I'm touching each person that passes, and they have to each make a save. So one of the people I touch has to fail one.
One of these.
Okay.
Lord.
That's
Okay.
probability, but you don't understand. Dice work differently. Roll.
So the first one sees you, just whoosh, like what the fuck? As this little girl goes out to try to touch him, and he's confused.
I do it on like older people, like not kids or anything like that. And not people with kids either. Just like old men or something. I don't
Older
know.
people probably have kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see this like little old man with like a walking cane trying to flee at it.
I hated that guy. He was rude.
Sabotage the elderly.
The funny thing is, the moment the mentor died, the main character just went completely cuckoo.
Break his cane, cast light on it, and
Here's
leave
the
him
thing,
to
none of us
die.
are stopping her. No, all of us are like, all right, this is a good idea. Fuck it.
I mean, it's not my job to stop her.
They just witnessed.
You see that?
hundreds
You
of
just see
people
this little old
die.
man walking by right there.
Can I just get
No,
this
I
off
think
the shoulder?
Quincy would stop her from trying to do it and just go, we just need to make sure we may stick close to the walls and scope out. They're looking at all the civilians. If we get to the wall and then run alongside of it, we should be all right.
So, as you
Wait, hang
guys,
on. So, can I ask something real quick?
Yeah.
So, Mint literally has the ability to make something glow. Is this limited to people, or can it be objects as well?
Object
It's
to
directed towards objects.
technically it's only objects. She would have made like someone's shirt glow.
Okay, so I am going to make this plan a little less blatantly evil, and I am going to present my Warhammer to Mint, make that glow, and then throw it to distract the creatures.
An elderly man.
And an elderly man. No, wait, if you throw the camera, it's gonna hit me!
Yeah, I just can't wait. Okay, so you
I-
cast the spell on the hammer.
I will.
Just for the sakes of shits and giggles, roll me an attack roll.
Me?
Yeah.
Alright.
Roll low one. Roll low one.
Roll one.
Advantage or normal?
It's gotta
Do I
count.
roll normal or with
Just roll normal.
disadvantage?
Just roll normal. You're just token.
Okay.
God, was that close to a
Yeah?
1? Honestly, if it was a 1, you were going to hit Diotar.
Therefore you are shown mercy.
Diotar, you see this hammer just fly past your head, flying over you, as this gnome just whips it past you, just missing you by a hair of a fraction as you see this glowing hammer pass over your head. As it lands into the streets, you see as these creatures take a quick glance over at the falling glowing hammer.
We go.
Okay, everybody roll athletics.
We die.
Yeah, I can always get another hammer.
Now, Quincy go a little bit slower but sure because he's 3 feet tall and there's a lot of people here. And so since he is literally a Lightfoot halfling and can get a bonus action hide because of all these fuckers, he should be okay.
live.
You know what? I'll just roll it.
Fuck,
Oh,
we
10's
still
not bad.
haven't met the Oni
Hey.
yet, you know?
You guys all fled through the gate.
Oh.
As you flee through the gate, though, you do see this giant cone of ice cold just pass by your backs. As you see, like 50 people just get turned to solid ice cubes.
Okay, that's
Not my
better.
problem.
And then you
Seems so
see,
good.
and for the sake of this, Mint, you look behind you and you see this giant blue ogre stare straight at you. As it licks its chops, it goes, dinner. As it just takes a step towards you.
Quincy, hit him with the law book.
Puts the hand over her mouth and just tries to cover up whatever scream that she has.
So for the sake of blow up, this is what you see coming towards you that just called you dinner.
That's an Oni. I've seen him once before.
Guys, I know what to do. There's this house in the middle of the woods with a fire with its name on it.
God, we have an
At
Oni
the very
chasing us
least,
now.
It's not a vampire Oni. Well, a mind flayer
Oh, the
Oni.
Oni's
So.
facing me.
As it is approaching you, though, as it licks its chops, suddenly out from the woods, you see what looks to be this large bolt of energy fly towards him and strike him in the face. And he just lets out a "Ah!" as he's blinded. As you hear a voice go, "Mint, this way! Hurry!" As you look over to see your mother calling you.
I'm immediately dead. I'm running.
Ah,
I'm
no wonder
leading
Marcel
everyone.
missed.
Dude, Dracula's wife's pretty cool.
Okay, it was the only image I found that could fit her. Okay, I hate you.
No. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, I made the comment earlier. As you guys flee throughout the city, though, with the mother there, it's like, don't worry, your father's taking care of other things. He'll be meeting us soon. But he's trying to get other people out of the city. Oh. Oh, thank you so much for helping my daughter, she says as she looks over at each of you. I owe you so much. Please.
Oh, it's fine. You kind of saved our lives in that last showmanship, so I'm absolutely fine with. It was a great return investment. Yes, let's please expedite our escape.
Oh, of course, quick. Through the woods here, we'll be able to get to some relative safety from these creatures. I can't believe what's happening. The horde seems to have returned. As we will turn to it as you guys leave the city behind.
Ah, the Horde. Yes, we know what that is.
Title
I wonder-
card.
I wonder who the Horde is. I've never heard of them. Who are they?
I mean,
Well, they're this
all
elite group of
Quincy.
orcs, goblins, and other.
I mean,
They're this political madness.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're the best politicians around, guys. They recruit so many people.
Well, for the sake.
It's fucking Ordus and his army of diplomats.
Realistically, of course, everybody knows what the Horde is. That's like not knowing what World War One was.
No, Dorther
Fuck
and
was that?
Donka
I
wouldn't.
mean, for the
Oh yeah,
sake of
that's
not
actually true.
being
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first
The two.
campaign,
They wouldn't. Everybody.
Exactly.
Everybody from native from the outside of Acilia though would know what the Horde's all about. So.
Imagine having a world war.
Wait, so does my character know, or like?
Oh
are
yeah,
we
you know what the
saying
Horde
there's
is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
was I
just-
stuck on an airship for like the entirety of the last 20 years, and I just didn't know.
The Horde is 15,000-year-old history. It's like a legend. It's basically
Never
what
heard
made
of
the
it.
world, the countries, what they are today.
Okay.
So everybody knows what the Horde is.
Yeah,
Except the
brief summary.
Japanese.
Once upon a time, there was a big fuck-off war where literally all the good aligned races rallied against the bad aligned races, and they banished them to one specific spot on the map. And that was essentially the first world war of this world, and all the good aligned races prior to that just went, okay, so we're building a fortress here, and we're all allying in case this ever happens again. And that's like commonly spread knowledge.
Yeah.
For everyone that wasn't a part of the isolated country that didn't participate, so
So
there
half the party.
and myself.
Yeah.
Sabaka, yourself, and Dio.
It's a great
Well,
thing.
Dio would be aware because elves aren't really native to Acilia, so he would have known it.
Yeah, but he is less than
Warren,
100 years
well.
old.
Suffering from multiple
Yeah.
concussions.
He probably, yeah, probably forgot. His parents probably would have mentioned it to him. Right?
That assumes
True.
that
He knows
Dertha's
of it, but
parents
he is-
parented.
Fair.
It depends. How good of a job do you think they did? Essentially, base it on that, and yeah. there
Yeah, I
you
guess
go.
based off your 7
I
intelligence,
mean,
you probably skipped history class.
There you go.
Based
Okay.
on this session, how good of a job did they do?
Anyways, to continue
They
on with
worked
the
with what they
session,
had.
the next night, you guys have gathered around a campfire. The burning city you can see in the dark embers beyond you, over miles away, as the smoke and flames from the city were. But you are now camped out, hidden by the riverbeds, and heading towards a forest. You are making your way to Haladon. You, along with Mint's mother, are all gathered around. I'm sorry, but, what happened to your elderly friend?
Calling Lord Mitsushi, I'm sure he is fine. The guy is as wise as he is old, and he is very old. He surely wouldn't have committed something as stupid like that. He must have had a plan.
It seems that Mr. Mitsutoshi saw a young man who seemed to be troubled and decided to give him a few words of wisdom. Now, the young man was slaughtering tons of innocent civilians, but he did promise he would come back.
He saw a young man slaughtering innocent civilians in the middle of the city.
Yeah, he seemed to be the leader of the horde, a half-orc, had a bunch of fancy-looking armed weapons.
And he decided to go and speak with...
Look, I understand that foreign fellow is foreign, and so his rationale and thought process is run different than the rest of us. But he did promise me we'll come back.
Take offense to that.
Miss, my lord's plans are beyond human understanding. All I have to say is Sasuga-sama, I mean Mitsushi-sama.
Jordan's character's gonna come back and he's just say, so what if I just got lucky?
He's gonna come back as a skeleton and he's gonna rename to Ainz. It has to happen now.
Ainz will go home. And he's a
What
wizard.
What does that make me then? Or like everyone else too?
Easy.
I come back as awakened
little
undead.
sister of that human. That is in
There's
charge
a
of the
reborn
village.
stat block.
Don't worry, believe it or not, I have an out for you not to be dead here. But we'll get
You
to that.
see, guys, all I will say is all according to plan.
All according to Keikaku.
Look,
No, no, no.
I,
If anything,
plan.
Jordan,
Let me.
You're missaying. All is going better than even you planned.
No. The exact quote is, this is all going to according to Jordan's plan. Now, it would be really nice if that person with the same name as me showed up and actually explained to me the plan.
So as you guys are gathered around the campfire still, well, I suppose we'll all have to be on our separate ways. I'll be taking my girl away from here. We'll have to go far from this place in the war as the countries gather themselves. I don't know how the creatures got out of Blood Valley, but it seems everything is about to change in the world for the dark again.
I'm surprised Derta resisted.
Wait, what?
I
What
feel
was
like he just
supposed to
didn't
do?
realize, and now he's thinking.
What am I supposed to realize? What?
At one point, you were supposed to go, this must have been the work of a tactical genius.
Read?
Okay, I'm sorry, but the meme needed to be there. Like, he'd set it up. It's not my fault.
Well,
Either way.
personally, I'm planning on going as far south as south will take.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, my friend. Perhaps one day we'll meet again. For the time
In
being,
better
though,
time.
I'm taking my daughter as far east as possible.
It's
I see.
understandable, and I hope you have a good journey. I'll probably be heading home and give word to some people I know, so you have an idea.
If we're lucky, Acelia will be able to join us in this effort this time. We may need their help.
Now I feel conflicted. On one hand, I was given orders to protect that girl and nothing else. On the other hand, I'm probably supposed to go back and report.
You also failed your lord.
No,
I
your
haven't
duty was to
failed
kill his lord.
I haven't
you-
failed him.
In theory, in Samurai Code, you're supposed to follow your last command until you're issued a new one.
So
It's
technically,
literally-
he has to
and
follow the girl forever.
And
Yeah.
Esmond can relay the message about what happened to your lord. Esmond can tell you eventually, so you're not completely fucked.
Exactly. So while it's a little bit
Don't-
awkward, miss, if you wouldn't mind a stranger following you home.
A stranger who's been entirely useless.
Yeah. Even that. I'll keep her safe from cameras. I promise you that. I'm a magnet.
So, Mint, it looks like you get a bodyguard for 10 years.
Uh,
That's nice.
I mean,
Who
Oh
would
my
have
God.
gathered the hammer she saw in his future was a cooking mallet, and he is just stuck protecting a cook for the rest of his existence?
Honestly, I'm
Don't
okay with this.
worry.
I'm okay with this.
I am
So, like,
getting cooking utensils so that after this I can assist the anime protagonist to cook meals.
Why is this so anime? The mentor almost dies. He will come back, because of the villain. And he
No.
left his.
He'll
other-
come back a few seasons later after a montage.
No, Heath, you've got a few weeks to plan this. He comes back, and he's the reason why the party gets back together. Everyone could be in the same continent, but fucking Mitsutoshi showing up is what grabs everyone back together. It's the one that kind of melts the group back together in that one
all
fucking
receive a
continent.
mysterious letter that we're supposed to gather, and he just pulls back his hood, and we're like, oh my god.
All I
You're
can
supposed to be-
tell you. All I can tell you is Jordan's plan is falling into place, as now there are 10 years where my character doesn't have to interact with his vassal for.
Yeah, Jordan gets to be away from Dio for 10 years. It's his best fucking option.
And then I have to be with this guy for 10 years.
Yep.
The hack going, I keep torturing him, my lord, but he just keeps smiling. I don't understand. And Mitsusushi's going there like, oh, the torture I've escaped, this is paradise.
Never. We'll have thrown at Tetsu's head during the 10-year time skip. He's
Oh
gonna
my
just
god.
I just like to
Dude,
say
dude.
for now on, there's just Aries' one weakness is using any form of hammer is just terrible.
Literally?
including in the kitchen.
Literally, for the next few years, it's okay. But Mitz hitting her teenage years is gonna be so fucking pissed at Tatsu. Oh my god, he's just sticking him out about everything. He poison tastes all of her food. He's just a piece of shit.
Excuse me, tasting all of the food of a chef is a really good
on her
idea, you
new
know?
tenderizer.
Actually, she'd like that. You'd be her personal taste tester, which means you're gonna have to try every bad food that she ever experiments or tries to make, and there's gonna be a lot.
Oh
which
my
means
god.
It's literally gonna be
She's
food wars where you get peanut butter octopus.
I am gonna come back to this city, find the
You're
guy
just
who
gonna
was
get
selling
a-
that.
You're just
And
gonna
I'm just
every
gonna
now and
eat
then
it.
get just a box of ingredients from Alicia from me just to see what happens.
Heath, can
This
the
is
10
his
years of
moment. There
training-
we go.
Can the 10 years of training give Dio a proficiency in con saves at this fucking rate? Because he's gonna need them.
Wait, Tatsu, I have to tell you about her backstory now. Oh no. You're gonna find out, she uses the same strange ingredients as her dad does, so you're gonna have to try the strangest ingredients.
Oh,
Yep.
that's fine. I'm a fighter. Fighters get constitution saving throws. This is fine.
So, in any case, as
I think you
the
needed it though.
with that, she does turn to Nicola. And you, Gnome, what are you doing?
I don't
I
know.
know.
For the time skip, can I ask? I want to make my way back to Nomia and just kind of be on an airship. That's my excuse to get back with the party quickly. But at least not for the whole 10 years. But I kind of want, since we're going the anime, I want to train myself in seclusion in the wild north, if that is allowed.
Sure, I'll allow you to go crazy to the Wild North training.
Ah yes, the wild magics of the north.
Wait, Tatsu
Maybe that's
technically-
how I discover my Eldritch Knight powers.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Tatsu technically
I'm
serves
currently
me
trying to fight
now.
my fate. I have a fate to fight. Fuck the world, I need alcohol.
What are you saying, Ares?
Tetsu technically serves me now. I'm technically his liege.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not the liege of a 10-year-old girl.
Theoretically, yes.
This is an anime.
And with her deception and persuasion and your wisdom, she can get away with a lot.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I'm
what
going
fucking-
to fucking Australia, and I'm going to fucking train to become a warrior, and I'm going to join you. You're going to have part of the army on your side.
This is a really weird anime.
No, this is a standard anime. Like we have all the tropes. We collected them all.
This is such an anime game, and I love it.
Okay. But with
Keith, are you okay?
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, I'm just laughing. So with that being said, you guys, the next morning, you guys separate, go on your way, and begin your 10-year gap when you will once again meet back in this country of Prokesia. Who knows what awaits for each of you? Though Jordan, your time was not the best spent. But you'll get. I'll have to.
Oh, I know
me-
exactly what's happening. I'm arriving to Prokesia to deliver very interesting ingredients so that Ares can test.
Oh,
Let me just pull out my checklist, right? Home being safe for now, check. Away from incompetent samurai, check. Completed mission, check. Figured out everything I needed to know about the new target, check. Oh boy.
And did his entire fucking campaign in one session. He really
Jordan,
did
suffering from success.
Everybody else was joking about one shot, but Jordan was serious about it.
What do you mean, joking?
Okay, then with that,
Used to be a
Jordan,
hero, and
I
I can own a
will
pub.
end the game for today, guys. Jordan, eventually me and you are going to have to discuss exactly what happens with your 10 years since you have little less agency than you used to.
I expect a Colonel Glockta situation. None of you have read books, have you?
No.
I don't
All
know.
of you are bad people.
Which one? I might know it. What's Colonel Gloctus?
Colonel Glockta was essentially in a world where there are only 2 wizards left. Colonel Glockta serves one of the 2 wizards. On one campaign, he was a knight. He got captured by the enemy faction, and for about 10 years, he essentially got to experience every single torture dungeon they had. And then he narrowly escaped, returned to the first wizard's faction, but by that time he was just so fucking malformed that everyone like mockingly started calling him Colonel Glockta, and by his fucking knowledge of torture implements, by personal experience, he essentially became the torturer.
Yeah, you're not far off,
Jordan,
probably.
Yeah, I expect the Colonel Glockta situation.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just created your character from our mini campaign before this. Before Horde.
Kinda. I am kinda recreating that character one step at a time, yes.
That's fantastic. Well, I will end the recording there.